Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is indeed the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina and I am the author of 3 tarot and oracle decks. I'm a tarot reader and of course your favorite psychic here on YouTube. So all my beautiful earth angels, in today's pick a card tarot reading and horoscopes, we will be discussing the month of August because as you guys know, I have not missed a monthly prediction in years. If there's one thing you can rely on when you're part of the unicorn fam, then that is consistency and guidance no matter what situation you're going through in life right now. So how this magical video works is that you first get to pick one of 3 different symbols in order to receive the first part of your August prediction, which is in form of a pick a card, pick a symbol type of tarot reading. So I will introduce you to the 3 different symbols in just a moment. And once you've selected the symbol of your choice that resonates with you and that you intuitively feel drawn towards, things get even more personalized and interesting because not only do I have 3 symbols for you to choose from in order to receive your August prediction, but I have also prepared horoscopes and readings for all 12 signs of the Zodiac. And I'm using the tropical astrology system for this, so I recommend that you tune into your sun sign as well as your rising sign in order to receive a reading that is as accurate as possible. So all in all, there are basically 3 different parts and paths that you can choose in this video in order to receive your very own highly personalized August predictions. You first get to pick from the 3 symbols and then you get to tune into your sun and rising signs horoscopes. And of course, the timestamps to all of these different parts of this video are linked below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section for super quick and easy access, whether you're watching this from your mobile device or from a laptop. All you gotta do is click your timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant portion of this video. Also feel free to blow up this video on your TV screen as it is available in 4K, and feel free to tune into my readings in the form of podcasts. I know a lot of you find my readings really relaxing to just listen to and chill to, so I just wanted you guys to have all possible options to enjoy your August predictions. So now let's talk about the 3 different symbols that you can choose from in order to receive part 1 of your August readings. So these are the 3 different symbols that I have available for you today. I highly recommend that you pick whichever symbol that you intuitively feel drawn towards and that instinctively feels right in order to guide you through the month of August. And if you are still feeling lost or unsure or your intuition isn't really pointing out a specific symbol, feel free to pick number 1 through 3 or even use a random number generator in order to help you pick the right group for you. So I will now give you a little moment of privacy so you can just meditate on these 3 groups. You can pause the video right here if you need to, and after that I'll get straight into the readings with the first group. We'll then move into the second and the third group, and of course all signs from Aries through to Pisces can be found in the description box as well in form of timestamps. So I really hope that you enjoy this highly personalized August prediction and tarot horoscope. And if you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel to never miss another monthly prediction. So let's get into it and figure out exactly what August has in store for you. Hello group number 1 and welcome to the first part of your August 2022 predictions, which is based on the symbol that you ended up choosing out of the intro. Don't forget that after this first part of your reading, you get to scroll back down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to your zodiac signs August horoscope. So this is a 2-part prediction. As you guys know, this is exclusive to my channel where you can kind of pick 2 readings to fuse them into one, which is like the perfect mixture of messages from your guides and from spirit for you and for the place that you're at in life right now. So let's move into August based on the symbol that you chose before we speak about your zodiac sign a little more, shall we? So first up, we have the moon. Now, group number one, the moon is actually a really interesting symbol. In the tarot, this is a major arcana card which connects to the sign of Pisces, and it shows a certain changeability, but also a lot of intuitive acting. So during the month of August, your intuition is on an all-time high. You feel really connected to your inner self and also your divine feminine, and you can kind of tell when someone is telling you the truth and when someone is making something up. That's what your intuition is really strong at during the month of August. So you're definitely feeling like whenever you're not sure, there's a reason why you're suspicious and you're listening to your intuition. You and your intuition are like best buddies during the month of August, and it shows because you're acting based on what feels right, not based on what other people try to tell you or sell to you. Next up, we've got the star. So the star is actually connected to Aquarius. So we've got some Pisces energy in the moon, as well as Aquarius energy within the star. And in case you didn't know, the star is a symbol of hope and also like a revolution. So in connectivity to the moon, it feels as though maybe after a long period of not feeling sure about your intuition and whether it's trustworthy or not, you're finally finding that you can actually trust your intuition, and you're doing so. You're feeling really inspired when it comes to trusting your intuition because it's not leading you astray during the month of August. And furthermore, in the star, I also see a lot of hope on the horizon after a very tough time of maybe feeling like you wanted to give up on a relationship, a career choice, or even your own mental health and well-being because you just felt like you were stuck for so long and it wasn't getting any better. But I see here with the moon and the star that you're actually moving forward, you're actually feeling strengthened, and it's like you have a whole new take on life and you remind yourself that nothing is promised. Of course, things could go wrong, but at the end of the day, all the people who you look up to, they didn't base their focus in what could go wrong, right? They based their focus on what intuitively felt right and what they had the hope of accomplishing in their life. So don't give up on your dreams, group number one, as August is going to give you a lot more support than the months prior to August, and you're finally going to feel the love from the universe, be it financially, be it when it comes to romantic love. It's like things are finally aligning for you. Next up, we've got the Knight of Cups. Now in the Knight of Cups, I do also see you not just being connected to your divine feminine and your emotions and how you're doing on the inside, but in the Knight of Cups, I can also see you being really outspoken with other people about what you've been going through. So if you've kept depression and anxiety or some struggles that you've maybe even had professionally or privately in a place where you didn't tell others, in August you're opening up. In August you're telling your story. You're being a lot more outspoken, as we can see here within the Knight of Cups, and you don't see it as a weakness. You actually feel as though you're ready to share your story and you're ready to inspire others to do the same, rather than hide and feel like anything is wrong with you, because nothing is wrong with you, group number one. You're a beautiful person who has every right in this world to tell their story. Next up, we've got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups shows that you've got many choices on how to tell the story, what details you want to bring into your storytelling, and what you want to leave out. Now, group one, it is so important that we remind ourselves that when we tell our personal life story or our struggles, we can tell as much or as little as we want to. You don't have to go into details that make you feel uncomfortable. And here within the moon and the star, I do also want you to know for August that there may be some people who are not as trustworthy, where Of course, be outspoken, but don't tell them too much, or they may start to overthink things. If that is a work colleague or, for example, a boss, of course, tell them what you're going through, but don't give them so many details that they can later kind of use it against you or overthink whether you're the right person for the position. Make sure that you are keeping some parts of yourself to yourself and that you're being selective about who gets to know about your journey and also some past traumas or even past addictions that you have experienced. Because while some people do say that they are non-judgmental, not everyone truly is. So we have a few cards that want to speak. Well, the smaller pile here is of importance, as you saw it popped right out of the bigger pile. So let's see what two cards that Spirit has for you, group number one, when it comes to August. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles as well as the Three of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles shows me here that August is a great month for you to start a new business venture, something completely fresh in the material realm that could change your financial standpoint for the rest of your life. And the Three of Pentacles shows me that this is something to do with other people. Don't try to do it all by yourself, group number one, because you will just burn yourself out. It is about teamwork, as we can see here with the Three of Pentacles, connecting with others, bouncing off ideas, things like that. So here we have a very interesting kind of mixture. On one hand, don't tell people too much about what you're doing, and we've got a fresh business venture, so keep that business venture private during the month of August, as it's not yet ready for you to share, and you want to make sure that you only tell people what you're up to once you're confident, so that they don't erode the confidence that you're still in the process of building. Let's see what else we've got here. The Queen of Wands. So group one, in the Queen of Wands, I can see you tapping into the divine feminine of yours, which corresponds to the queen energy, right? But the wands is a phallic symbol. It's a masculine symbol. It does correspond to the element of fire. So think Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius energy. It's very passionate, very enthusiastic. So you're not just tapping into the divine feminine like we spoke about with the moon, where your energy is rather dreamy and you're not really taking steps forward. What you're actually doing, group number one, is you're dreaming big, but you're also acting on it. You're also taking necessary steps forward rather than just talking. And that is a really important aspect to making your dreams a reality, group one. You have to act, you have to put your money where your mouth is, so to say, and you have to ensure that you show up for your dreams, whether that be your own business venture, switching jobs, or just overall a change when it comes to the direction that your career is going in. Maybe you want to take a whole different path and journey for the long run, and it's important that you're unafraid to act on it. And in August, I can see that those connections are being made for you and you're feeling less afraid to take relevant steps forward. Next up, we've got Earth. So Earth is not only very grounding to you, but I do also see some seeds being planted, quite literally, that are going to take some time to grow, but nevertheless, it is important that you're doing this. So seeds being planted as in the start of something new when it comes to your professional life and your business ideas. So it could even just be planting the seed as in purchasing a domain, right? That is already a big thing. If I think of the day that I purchased bowlife.com, I didn't think it would make such a huge difference to my life in the way that it has, but it was a big deal. It seemed like such a tiny little seed, but something so big grew from it when it comes to my own business ventures. So I just want you to apply that to yourself and to not feel as though these little baby steps like purchasing a domain or using a server for a website, starting off taking photos of things that you want to put on a blog or that you want to use in order to create your own business. This all matters, and you may look back at it years from now and think to yourself, wow, I really planted a seed without even knowing. So every step is important, group number one. I see here within the candles that August comes with a lot of magic that you're not expecting. And by magic, I mean just that, little things that will, looking back, seem like you should have known this would be more significant than you gave it credit for at the time. Just think of how many times that you, for example, met someone and you never thought that this classmate, this work colleague, this boss, this friend, this now lover would have such an impact on your life or make such a difference in the long run. And it's kind of really magical to think that we are oblivious to a lot of things that can not only be learning lessons, but also really beautiful experiences that teach us a lot about ourselves. And I see that August is filled with those types of experience for you, group number 1. Now, here in the staff, I can see stability. In your pick a card tarot reading, it becomes very, very apparent, group number 1, that your mindset in August is everything. And it is actually solidifying. It is actually growing in strength. You are not as afraid as you maybe used to be in the past. You're creating stability and you're grounding yourself in knowing that everything that you do has meaning. While not everything will bear the biggest, most juiciest fruit, it is still all important and part of your learning lesson. I see within the union that there are some people here in August that are supporting you relentlessly, no matter what. And I can also see here that this type of commitment can look like an engagement, for example, or tying the knot. There are different ways to prove this type of commitment, and I can see here that in August there will be this kind of proof of love that's coming to you that you didn't expect from another person. It could be even a friendship bracelet or a friendship ring, something like that. Let's figure out a little bit more about this situation, group number 1. So let's see what their initials may be, shall we? Okay, let's see what Spirit has for us. We've got E as well as F as their initials, group number 1. These are some important letters to the person's name who's going to have this impact on your life when it comes to giving you stability. I also want to see if we have a relevant number. We've got 00 for you, group number 1. So I can definitely see here that this is meant to last for a lifetime, or at least a very, very long time. Group number 1, this connection that's already supporting you in August is meant to be there throughout the next couple years and decades. But I want to add a few more details into your reading before you get to move on to your zodiac signs August prediction. So we've got in touch with your body, we've got decluttering, we've got boss up, as well as gentleness. So there is definitely a gentle, kind, sweet way for you to be a boss in your life and to still maintain some divine feminine even in a relationship. So just because you're making money moves, so to say, group number 1, just because you have a lot of aspiration and ambition doesn't mean that you are just all divine masculine. Okay, you can still be feminine, you can still enjoy a gentleness to yourself and your character. I see within stability as well as in touch with your body and decluttering that during August the best thing you can really do for yourself to create peace and a kind of soft life, group number 1, is to ensure that you're eating really healthily as much as you possibly can and that you're getting rid of any junk foods in your home. So if you've got a pantry full of chips, full of chocolate, snacks, cookies, even things that are maybe expired, but they just kind of remind you of some unhealthy habits, declutter and get rid of that, group number 1. You don't need that. In order to stay in touch with your body, it's best for you to consume what feels good in the long run, not just momentarily. And I see that the more that you kind of create a routine when it comes to nutrition that suits you and that really favors your body, the more at peace you will feel, the more stability you feel like you'll have in your life, because you also don't get sick as often, you don't feel weak, or you don't sometimes have really high highs and then low lows. So Spirit and the universe is trying to communicate to you to take good care of yourself and nurture the feminine aspects of who you are, regardless of how much masculinity that you're maybe displaying when it comes to your career and material possessions, and also kind of building a life for the future. You can do both. both. So group 1, this is the first part of your reading that I've received for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to part 2 of your prediction, where I get into even more details about August for you in your highly personalized pick a card reading right here on my channel. So I'll talk to you at the click of your second timestamp. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your highly personalized August 2022 pick a card tarot reading prediction and horoscope. You chose this symbol right here in order to receive the first part of your August horoscope and prediction. So I'll get straight into it. Don't forget that after this first part of your prediction, you get to scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and receive a second, even more personalized part to your reading. As you guys know, this is a Vanessa Somuayina exclusive. There's no other channel on YouTube that lets you put your readings together in such a fun, interactive way. So let's move into it, shall we, group number 2? I'm excited to see what messages that Spirit has in regards to August and how this month is going to affect your life. So first up, we've got the 5 of Pentacles. Then we've got the Empress. We've got the Devil for you, as well as the Death card and Temperance. So we'll start off right here, group number 2. Let me get into the cards for you immediately. So in the Death card, I want you to chill and calm down. The Death card doesn't mean literal death, group number 2. The Death card in tarot is actually connected to the number 13 and the zodiac sign of Scorpio, and it is a card of transformation, but also sensuality, getting to know yourself on a physical level. With the 5 of Pentacles, I see that some blockages you may have had in regards to loving your body and exploring it are being released. It's almost as though you are the most sensual, hot version of yourself during the month of August, and you are magnetic and powerful. After all, the Death card corresponds to Scorpio, which is a really intense zodiac sign that is all about their own personal power and expressing themselves. Let's move further into your reading. We've got Temperance, which is actually correspondent to Sagittarius, and this is all about education. Okay, so the Temperance card is a major arcana card, and it is not only a card that shows you're educating yourself about your body and its functions and why it does the things that it does, why it feels, how it looks the way that it looks, but also finding balance and understanding that, for example, things like wrinkles simply show that your skin has experienced things, that you have had the privilege to age, or imperfections on your skin, acne. These all stem from a hormonal place. It doesn't mean that you are unattractive to society. It just means that maybe there are certain parts of your internal workings that could be optimized for you so that your skin doesn't feel the need to kind of freak out, if you will. So it's about getting to know your body in August and understanding why it reacts the way that it does without judging it or saying, oh, this reaction is gross, or oh, stretch marks, that's bad. Like, that is actually a sign and symbol of growth. What a privilege to be able to grow rather than to die or perish, right? I see here with the Empress that we have your unique beauty really coming out, shining and glowing during the month of August, because you're finally allowing it to, group number 2. As mentioned, you are seeing a lot of the things about your body that are just naturally happening as either signs that you can optimize your body and optimize its health through little lifestyle changes, or as blessings that mean that you have seen and experienced things, and you will not be made to feel as though you're not attractive just because society has some sort of weird rules about what's cute and what's attractive and what is not. I see here within the Devil that, of course, the temptation with social media will always be there, with everything seeming perfect on social media. It is so easy to fall victim to scrolling down your Instagram feed and thinking, oh, this person has a perfect life. Why don't I have a life like that? This relationship looks amazing. I wish I had that. Or, oh, I'm feeling so behind. I'm feeling like I'm not doing as well as other people. It is so easy to fall into that trap, group number 2, and give yourself a little bit of grace, a little bit of wiggle and breathing room to remind yourself that you're only human. And these temptations are out there, and mastering not allowing them to affect you, that's something that takes time. You will slip up. You will have days where you fall back into some toxic patterns or some unhealthy ways, but as long as you're aware of it, that's already half the battle, probably even more than half the battle, group number 2. So know here within the devil that even though there are lots of tempting things out here in August, you're making some great progress, and you're definitely ending some cycles that didn't serve you. I see that here within the Death card, and you're transforming those. The Five of Pentacles does show me that you are taking some time away from work and earthly aspirations, but that just shows that you're going deeper when it comes to the spiritual realm, when it comes to your mental space, because you don't need material possessions for that. Next up, we have the Six of Wands. Now, the Six of Wands shows me that August is actually going to be pretty triumphant, glorious, and victorious for all of my beautiful earth angels of group 2. The Six of Wands shows that not only are you sitting pretty like this peacock, but you're also unafraid to let yourself shine, right? To let yourself be yourself, group number 2. And for others to see you as a threat. I see here with the Devil, the Empress, and the Six of Wands that you do seem very threatening to some people, especially after going through this little mini glow up that you're going through of accepting yourself, embracing more parts of yourself. Some people feel as though this newfound confidence that you have and that you're exuding is actually a little bit terrifying, because that means that they don't have as much control over you or your thoughts anymore. So they're thinking of new ways in which they can maybe still get you on their side or to do the things that they want, but it's probably not going to work out for them, group number 2, as I do see that you're not only learning patience, but you're also learning more and more who makes you feel good and who doesn't, and who is kind of just using you to their benefit. I see that you can spot that type of person a mile ahead and kind of avoid them. So these types of narcissistic individuals are most likely going to move on to someone else because your confidence is going to be way too high for them to be able to chisel away at it. So they may just look for the next person. Next up, we've got anger and chains. And now all of my beautiful souls of group 2, in your pick a card tarot reading, I can see in anger and chains that you definitely feel as though you were maybe bound in chains for longer than you needed to. And that's why I would recommend, if you're unsure about a friendship or even a relationship, to get out of it, because a lot of people wish they had gotten out weeks, months, years, or even decades earlier. Not many people say, oh, I got out too quickly. When you know that something is filled with toxicity, and at the end of the day, the toxicity is a lot heavier than the positives, even if there's not that many fights that you have with someone or really bad encounters, but the few that you do have that are reoccurring and seem to be never ending are draining you and take way longer for you to recuperate than you think is normal. You're onto something, group number 2, and Spirit wants you to get out of an unhealthy situation so that you can not only show that you respect yourself, but so that you can also be free, so you don't have to constantly live in a place where you're tempering yourself to not lose your cool or to not break down, and you can actually experience life more authentically. Next up, we've got the downcast pride. So even if you've been in a relationship or situationship or a friendship for a long time, right? If you've known someone, for example, since childhood or for many years, just because they've been around you for a long time doesn't mean that you have to tolerate more. Actually, it should be the opposite. You should tolerate less because you've already given them so much time, because they already know you so well, so they should be wasting your time even less. Group number 2, bear that in mind, and sometimes you have to swallow the pride. Sometimes you have to put your ego aside and remind yourself that just because something was there for a long time doesn't automatically renew its lease to continue to be in your life if it's not serving you or if it is toxic to you. I see here with envious gluttony that it is definitely essential that you're really careful who you keep around you. There are some people who see that you're going through this glow up. They can see that you've got this fountain of youth type of vibe, group 2, and you have to protect yourself from some of these energy vampires. Honestly, that's why I create these readings, because I want you to feel prepared, but I also want you to see things that you maybe didn't notice. So think people who are a lot older than you or more mature than you are, and they're still kind of interested in you, especially in a sensual type of way, because they want a little bit of that youth. They want a little bit of that energy, group number 2. And you have to protect yourself from people who are just looking at your newfound confidence and energy in August as something that they can have a part of, that they can take a piece out of to benefit themselves. Okay, you are not some sort of object of desire. You are a beautiful, multifaceted being that is worthy of love and respect. Next up, we've got becoming a nobody. So I did actually base this card, in case you didn't know, group number 2, this is the Wild Muse Oracle deck, my 3rd deck that I've published. It's linked in the description box. And now it'll all make sense with this becoming nobody card, because this card is actually based on a video that is on my YouTube channel that I made. And I based this card around it because this video is all about understanding that it is okay to just figure things out and be nobody for a while, group number 2. It is okay to not identify with anything, right? To not identify with your looks, with your job, with your family, to simply just allow for a blank slate to figure out who you really are. And in order to rewrite the story, sometimes you need to first become nobody, to find who you are authentically, not based on your past experiences or on your surroundings. Of course, they play an important role, but it's not all of you. There are depths of you where you can manifest some amazing magic, but you have to get to know those depths of you, and you have to realize that they exist, and you can have interests and hobbies and ways of being that are not reflective of your current circumstances at all, that you received as downloads from spirit guides, from the universe, that are part of you in an inexplicable way. And you don't have to explain anything. You don't have to justify yourself in any sense. That is kind of the goal of becoming nobody. And through becoming this blank slate, being able to manifest magic that you had no idea was in you, but is possible with non-judgment, and leaving your pride and your ego behind so you can see who you really are when you're not identifying with who you think you should be identifying with. I see within hope on the horizon that in August there are so many hopeful moments where you feel as though things are gonna finally turn a leaf or a new page that you've been waiting for a really, really long time. I want to see what that is all about. We've got endless serendipity. So if you felt as though you've had a little bit of an unlucky time or unlucky streak, know here, group number 2, and hope in the horizon, as well as endless serendipity, that things are turning out for the better. It's like there's an increase in luck in your life. I do also want to add some runes just to figure out a little bit more about what this luck is all about. So these are some clear quartz crystal runes, group number 2. They are a little bit loud, I just want to warn you, but some of you really like this as ASMR. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, so let's zoom in on this rune for you. So within this rune right here, I believe we've got Ingus. Ingus shows me that we've got growth here, but also fertility. So if someone around you or even you has been hoping for growth when it comes to family structure, maybe even actual children, know here that this is a great foreshadowing and foretelling of this. I do also want to add some letters just so we can figure out who this concerns. So we've got the letter E, group number 2 for this person. And let's see, what else do we have? We've got the letter M as well. So see this as a sign, as a way of knowing exactly who this is concerning. Group number 2, I want to move a little further into your reading before you receive the zodiac portion of your August prediction, so we can see what else Spirit has to say during this magical first round of your pick a card tarot reading and horoscope. We've got the High Priestess or the High Priest, whichever you prefer. I can see you taking full responsibility during the month of August, and it looks really good on you, group number 2. It suits you well to take responsibility, be yourself, and also know that if you want to accomplish something, you need to give yourself permission for that. And I see here within the masculine that when it comes to pregnancy announcement, when it comes to adding to the family, we've got masculine energy here, male energy. So if you're wondering about genders, things like that, that is one thing that I can see. But also know here that we do have the letter M and E, which could just mean me, as in this has to do with you, particularly group number 2. Okay, this hope on the horizon, this fertility and growth. If you are not even looking into children at this point in time, this growth could just be growth in you, right? It doesn't have to be growing another human being. It doesn't have to mean fertility in that sense. It could just be that all of the action, which is what divine masculine energy is about, right? It is action, it is doing, it is putting yourself out there. All of it is focused around you and what serves you in August, which is a really awesome thing to see how August is very you-centric, which I feel like you've needed for a long time. So group 2, this is the first part of your reading that I've received for you so far. Don't forget to now scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second and even more intricate part of your August pick a card reading and horoscope for your monthly prediction. So I'll catch you during the second part of your reading. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to the first part of your August 2022 Pick a Card Tarot readings and predictions. This first part is based on the symbol that you chose, group number 3, and I can't wait to get into it. Don't forget that after this first part of your prediction, you get to scroll into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second and even more intricate part of your reading. This is exclusive to my channel. This is truly like a Vanessa Somuayina original where you can put 2 readings together, right? The first one based on the symbol you picked and the second one based on your sign, in order to receive a complete and highly personalized pick a card tarot prediction that is just for you. So let's move into your reading, group number 3, shall we? First up, we've got the 5 of Pentacles for you. So for the month of August, I can see you spending time figuring out exactly what you want to do next in your career and with your finances. I see in the 5 of Pentacles that you sometimes feel as though the dreams and aspirations that you have professionally are a little lonely because there aren't many other people in your friend circle or family who you feel can truly relate to them. But I see here within the 9 of Cups that you're still very much loved, and you know that. And the 9 of Cups is actually a very favorable card of the tarot. It is also known as the wish card because it is said to allow you to simply make a wish and it come true, so to say. That's what the history of the Nine of Cups is, group number 3, but in connectivity to the Five of Pentacles, I see that Spirit and your guides are calling you to dream big and to remind yourself that even though you may not have other people who want the exact same thing for the future, that doesn't mean that your dreams aren't valid or can't be accomplished and that you won't have someone supporting you. The Two of Cups shows me that the person who you'll end up with, romantically speaking, group number 3, or the person you're maybe even already with, doesn't have to work in the same field, and they don't have to believe the exact same thing you do, because the Two of Cups shows here that in August you've got some very mutually beneficial and respectful relationships that are supporting you and making you feel heard, and that you should seek refuge in those. Furthermore, if you have been hoping for a relationship where you don't feel so alone and where you feel like you've got someone who understands you, even though they're maybe from a completely different world, think an artist and a mathematician or a musician and someone who creates things with their hands that has to be very precise. I can definitely see here that there are some unlikely mixtures when it comes to friendship and romantic aspects in your life that are actually the most refreshing and inspiring. Next, we've got the Page of Pentacles, which shows me that you're going back to the drawing board when it comes to your career, but also materialism. Now, what this means, group number 3, is that any project you've started, you're going to kind of start all over again because you're just not happy with the idea or the quality as of August. And you're going to find that through support from other people who you feel romantically connected to, you actually see that you can do better and you're not afraid to start from scratch, because that shows a great deal of strength. The Page of Pentacles does also show me for August that restarting may even look like looking for another job and another profession altogether, and you're finding strength in relationships to do that. Even though you are the only one in your friend circle doing what you do professionally, even though you're the only one who seems to understand your situation, you get that people can support you even if they don't know exactly what it is that you're feeling. They can still show their support in other ways. The Four of Swords shows me here that rather than feeling super lonely and stuck, you are actually focusing on finding ways in which you can create emotional safety nets for yourself with other people. So in the past, you may have felt frustrated during a month like August, group number 3. But I see that you're very solution oriented this August, and because you have some free wishes that are being granted, like we spoke about in the Nine of Cups, that really keeps your hope going. And hope is one of the most powerful things of the human brain, and just that we humans are capable of. And I see that that's truly what keeps you going even through tough times or feelings of loneliness. Now, next up, we've got the Chariot. The Chariot is actually one of my favorite cards. It does correspond to Cancer, and as you guys know, I am a Cancerian, and this not only speaks of a protector of the home and relationships, but the Chariot is also a card of victory, of will, of feeling like self-assertion is now available to you. Like you don't have to ask for permission for where you're going next, group number 3. You've got your sovereignty in your pocket. You've got the confidence that you need in order to do the things you've always dreamt of. And the Chariot does show me here that, of course, you're watchful and you're aware of mistakes that could happen, of risks that you're taking, but at the same time, you understand that if you don't take any risks whatsoever, you're never going to be able to live your wildest dreams. So against all odds, you're taking calculated risks that you feel really serve you. Now the Eight of Wands shows me here that there are obstacles that you feel are keeping you from taking off and flying in the way that you would like to during the month of August. So this is a little bit of a tricky one. I want to see exactly in what sense. We've got the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands here shows me that it's hard to sometimes just get started. That's the main point of procrastination for you, group number 3. So in August, the best cure or the best remedy to any type of overthinking and procrastination is to just take action and close your eyes and get through it. And once you've taken those first steps, it'll be so much easier, group number 3. So if there's, for example, some important emails that you need to answer and you don't want to, you've been procrastinating, it makes you feel uncomfortable, or even a phone call you don't want to make, or an appointment you need to schedule that you've been putting off, group number 3, just pick up the phone, dial the number, and it'll all happen on its own from there, I promise. Especially once you've got someone else on the line, it's not like you'll just be silent. You'll have to do it. You'll have to talk to them. It's just picking up that phone and dialing that number, opening that email, and starting with the whole thank you for your message. It's just those little pleasantries, those little things that you need to overcome before the ball starts rolling all on its own. Next up, we've got the 10 of Wands. Now, I do see for you, group number 3, that August is a month in which you have to remind yourself to schedule a break, or else your body and your mental headspace will schedule an involuntary break for you, and it won't be at a good time. I assure you of that, group number 3. That break could be in the form of a burnout. It could be in the form of a mental breakdown, and we don't want it to get to that point, right, group number 3? So there's a reason why Spirit, your guides, and your angels are telling you here to schedule some time away, whether that is a walk, a hike, going to a spa, spending time with a loved one, even if it's not a romantic lover. Take time away. I see within the Hanged One that nothing is going anywhere, group number 3. You may feel as though life is moving very rapidly, and maybe even people around you are moving very rapidly, especially if you are looking at social media and everyone seems to be going places, traveling, upping things within their business, and you feel a little bit left behind, so to say. Know here that Instagram, Facebook, all of these social media platforms, they're just an accumulation of the best moments that people want to display. They are just a highly concentrated dopamine hit of other people's accomplishments, and it is not reflective or indicative of whether you are moving at a timely pace or not. So do know here within the Hanged One that you are overthinking your pace. You're overthinking whether you're behind, whether you're not keeping up with the crowd. You are, group number 3, you are meant to receive this message to soothe you, to heal your heart, to remind you of the fact that you can get caught up in overthinking this, even though at the end of the day, you are exactly where you need to be. And that's what you have to remember during the month of August in order to stay grounded. Remind yourself that there is also always a way. Just because someone has accomplished a certain amount of things by the age of 20 or 25 or 30, that doesn't mean it will continue that way. You have to put effort behind work continuously. There are people who accomplish more things in 2 years than others do in a decade, just because they're so inspired, right? Artists, for example, who put out 2 or 3 albums in a year. Meanwhile, other years, they struggle to even create 1 album in like 5 years. So time isn't always a great way for you to measure how successful or effective that you've been, because so many other parts of life play an important role in what you're able to accomplish and the milestones that you reach, and even the milestones in itself. I mean, what's more valuable, right? Creating a lot of different albums, for example, or just one that is truly iconic that an artist is really happy with. Just as an example, group number 3, it's a very personal, subjective way of seeing things. And when you do this with a little bit of compassion and love, you will feel very quickly, like we spoke about in the Hanged One, that you are not actually behind. You're exactly where you need to be. Remind yourself here that the Hanged One is a major arcana card, which corresponds to Neptune. Now, Neptune is the planet of imagination, but also confusion and fears. So remind yourself here that when that creeps in, it is completely subjective whether you allow for yourself to feel as though you are slacking off or you're not doing enough. I see here within every step counts that the universe is really with us. Your guides are here, group number 3. This is no coincidence that they want to give you this next little encouraging message for August, that every step counts, even if it feels like a baby step, even if it feels like a little step that an ant or a caterpillar would take. Group number 3. It is valid, it counts, it matters, and you never know in the grand scheme what looked like a small step may have actually been really life-changing. Next up, we've got some big changes for you during the month of August for the first part of this Pick a Card tarot reading of yours, group number 3. If you've been enjoying it so far, make sure that you leave a flower emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are here, that you're enjoying your reading, that you're vibing, and that you're looking forward to these big changes that are coming for you during the month of August, of which we're going to figure out a little bit more details. We've got you disconnecting as well as crystal clear. So I wouldn't be surprised, group 3, if you disconnect altogether from social media, you put your accounts on hold, you deactivate them and you move away from them, whether that be a social media account as in Instagram or Facebook, or whether it be a dating app or something like that, because you feel as though life and everything, your emotions, your feelings are crystal clear without those distractions. And you can tell that it's actually not serving you to have that in your life, so you would rather get rid of it altogether and just completely pull the plug and disconnect, quite literally speaking. Then things come back into balance for you, all of my beautiful souls of group 3. You will find that balance is so accessible when you quit these quick fixes that the internet has to offer, these kind of like cocktails of feelings, of different types of chemicals that make us feel good for a moment, but then the lows are so low, right? I see here within the earth that for you, grounding and finding balance, being in nature during the month of August shows you what true clarity is, like we spoke about here within crystal clear. And it reminds you of how amazing life is in this human experience and how much there is to feel, to see, to be exposed to when you're not just sitting in front of a screen. And I know it seems really counterintuitive with my job being on the internet to tell you to do that, because this is how we connect, also through technology. But I want the best for you, group number 3. You know this. I want the best for all of my beautiful little unicorn babies. And it is so important that you take time away from technology, especially if it is not serving you, if it's actually harming you. I see here within the witch that we've got some healing energy, and this is kind of green witch energy. By green witch, I mean like natural witch, nature, going out into the forest, talking to the trees, just saying whatever you need to say out there with no one else other than yourself, and letting the nature heal you, find you, cradle you, and give you the warmth and the care that you've maybe been longing for from another person or a group of people, and that acceptance wasn't given and it's not in your control, but you're finding it is in your control when you put yourself in a space of unconditional love in nature, when it comes to a space where healing is a given. I see within the watchtower of the south that August is going to still feel kind of summery for you, depending on which hemisphere of the world that you're watching this from. It is going to feel different, but I just want you to know here that Summer type of vibes and feelings are to be enjoyed for August, group number 3. So don't be afraid to do some last summery types of activities that you like to do. You're encouraged to do so. Don't overthink work and how much work you've done, like we spoke about in the Hanged one. You've got time for this, group number 3, okay? The amount of time that you spend working is not always indicative of what you are actually accomplishing. Remember that and enjoy life too. Don't just feel as though life is all work and no play. I see here within the envious gluttony that you can definitely kind of go from one extreme to the next, okay? From overworking to all of a sudden being in a space where it's hard for you to get out of vacation mode, but that's all just a learning process, group number 3. And of course, it's normal when you've put yourself into a very chill place to not want to get back out of it, but it's better for you to experience a chill space and have a couple hiccups getting back into work mode. So going on a vacation in August, a little getaway, rather than overworking yourself and then having your body need to tell you when to stop in the form of a burnout, for example. So last but not least, for the first part of your pick a card reading prediction and horoscope, we've got perchance to dream. So August is actually allowing you to take time to figure out what it is that you really want moving forward out of life. Also creating things such as vision boards, goal boards, writing affirmations. That's a very healing process for you that I recommend you make a part of your August, group number 3. But as mentioned, this is the first part of your reading. Now scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and we'll move into the second and even more personalized part of your August predictions together, so we can figure out even more about what this month has in store for you in the form of a tarot reading horoscope, group 3. So I would like to thank you for being here, and I'll catch you during the second part of your prediction. Hello, all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your August pick a card reading tarot horoscope. So I'm going to get into the second part that's all things Aries. We're going to first talk about your career and how people are viewing you during the month of August. If you want a reading that is specifically focused on just love, do know that I have a August love reading on my channel. It's linked in the description box. But of course, if any love messages come through here, I'm not going to keep those from you, my beautiful Aries babies. I'm going to uncover all messages that your guides and spirit has for you. So first up, we've got Vesta. Within Vesta, I can see that August is definitely all things Aries, as there is this kind of fire sign strength that's coming out. As an Aries baby, you are a fire sign. You're passionate, you're temperamental, enthusiastic, and I do definitely see here that August is a month that's really serving that part of you, that's really playing to your natural strengths. I do also see here within Chiron that because August is playing to your natural strengths, you're actually able to heal. You're actually able to grow through what you've gone through. And Chiron is actually like an asteroid known as the wounded healer, and things that hurt, things that have been difficult is what Chiron often represents. And I see here in connectivity to Vesta that you're actually going through a huge healing process, a lot of like scar tissue that's finally healing on your heart and different parts of your body, maybe quite literally. And you can tell that you're making some real progress also in your career and with other people and insecurities you may have surrounding other people and relationships with them, especially when it comes to how others view you. You're not feeling so self-conscious anymore during the month of August. You're healing some insecurities that may have kept you from letting other people in and letting your guard down. Next up, we've got dignified. That's exactly what you are, my beautiful Aries babies, during the month of August. You're keeping your dignity, you're ensuring that you're keeping your head held high. Even if you've made some mistakes, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you can't keep your head held high. That doesn't mean that you're not deserving of mutually beneficial and respectful relationships, and you know that. You're not pushing yourself into a corner, you're not making yourself smaller for anyone, my beautiful Aries babies, and we love to see it. We have a card that popped kind of out of the pile that clearly needed to speak as I was shuffling, and this is the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords, it can be a very challenging card, but this makes a lot of sense when we talk about Chiron, Vesta, and dignified so far, my beautiful Aries babies. Of course, you are dealing with some hurt, with some trauma, with some heartache, and you're revisiting it, right? You're looking at it again. So, of course, some of these feelings that you may have buried in the past will resurface, and it won't be easy. But at the end of the day, I definitely see a lot of growth happening through you revisiting this trauma, and a lot of strength that's coming out of it. It's not going to make you weaker, quite the contrary, it's going to make you stronger. We have that represented here in the King of Wands. I see you represented in the King of Wands, all my Aries. The King of Wands is actually the king of fire signs, because the suit of wands corresponds to you, my beautiful Aries babies. The king represents someone who is authoritative, someone who has leadership, energy, and qualities, and knows where they stand with others and in life. And whether that place is a prestigious place or it's a place where they're still kind of working on learning, growing, becoming better, and maturing, they are keeping their pride intact in a way that isn't pompous, but shows that they have self-respect. It shows that they're not afraid to say what it is that they know they deserve. I see here within the Ten of Pentacles that when it comes to your career and the material realm, August is actually really serving you. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of completion and fulfillment and plenty when it comes to the earthly realms, right? Because the Pentacles corresponds to that, to the earthly realms, to the realm of the material things. And also when it comes to your health, the Ten of Pentacles shows some fulfillment. It shows here that you're happy with where your health journey is going, and that you're making it to that next step when it comes to your career and your possessions. Next up, we've got the Black Flower Fragrance. I can see that for my beautiful Aries babies, August is bringing a very seductive energy to you, and a lot of people are drawn to you, and you have a lot of things that you're really great at and that make you very attractive, but I do also see that a lot of people are not noticing some red flags or some things that you need to heal. And all my beautiful Aries babies, don't feel as though I'm calling you out. You know, I'm just a very honest tarot reader, and I don't just say what people want to hear. All signs have red flags. All people have things that they're working on. So don't feel as though this is anything to feel ashamed of. This is just to make you aware of the fact that some people will be so infatuated by you that they may not see what areas that you're still healing in, and they may trigger those areas unknowingly. So give people a little bit of grace, if you will, and space, and communicate what you're going through, and remind yourself if someone doesn't know that they're triggering you, they're most likely not doing it on purpose. Next up, we've got Naked Before the Stars. So in Naked Before the Stars, my beautiful Aries babies, that sensual side of yours is definitely being stimulated during the month of August. And I see here within Naked Before the Stars that even being nude in your own body is becoming more comfortable. It's becoming more of like a home to you. And furthermore, in Naked Before the Stars, you may even experience something really spicy and fun outdoors, right? Just naked before the stars, that makes you feel like, wow, this is such a fun, sensual experience. I just love being outdoors and kissing, being intimate, making out, just overall experiencing something that would maybe more typically happen indoors, my beautiful Aries babies. I do also see for August that you are being called to clean your space, clean those windows, make sure you get things ready for the upcoming seasons of the year, clear out the old, leave some space for the new. That's what I can see here for you, my beautiful Aries babies, as well as ensuring that you're nourishing your temple appropriately. So understanding that a nourished temple is a beautiful temple, right? A temple that you can do things with, a body that actually allows you to experience things, not one that only has a certain shape is beautiful. Our bodies aren't here to be starved or to be made to look a certain way from a certain angle. They are our only vessel physically that allows us to experience this beautiful life. So let's honor them for that. That is already so much that our bodies give to us without ever asking for anything in return other than us nourishing our temples properly. Next up, we've got build strength. Of course, in order to build strength, you need the nourishment. And in August, you're feeling inspired to build strength and stamina in lots of different ways, my beautiful Aries babies. And I can see that in connectivity to the King of Wands, you're stepping up to the plate physically as well with your physical fitness. Dancing is a part of your life in August. Think of going to a party or going to a dance class, using that in order to get fit physically or just to have fun, to move any stagnant energy, shake it out. Dancing while cleaning your space is a great addition to any type of decluttering day, to any type of cleanup day, and do make sure that you know it's all about what it feels like, not what it looks like. So feel into your body, my beautiful Aries babies. You've got lots of exciting things happening for you in August. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this two-part prediction. If you're interested in my new crystal jewelry that just dropped, make sure you check it out. It's in the description box. And also to represent all my beautiful Aries babies, leave a black heart emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are here. I'm wishing you an amazing day or night wherever you are on this gorgeous planet, and I'll speak to you in one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized, detailed part of your August 2022 predictions. I'm going to get straight into all things Taurus for you, so just lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. We're going to talk about your career, how people are viewing you, also your personal life, and things in the earthly realm like material possessions. If some love messages come through, we're going to reveal those, but I do also have a more love intensive reading for August linked below in the description box, so feel free to check that out, my beautiful Taurus babies. So we've got the Six of Wands, we've got the Devil, as well as the Queen of Wands. So first and foremost, I want you to know we've got a lot of fire sign energy here. We have that in the Six of Wands and the Queen of Wands. The Six of Wands is a very favorable foreshadowing for my beautiful Taurus babies, as it is a card in the tarot that shows that you will be triumphant, that you won't be afraid to celebrate your wins, and that you're also embracing yourself physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I see here in connectivity to the Queen of Wands and the Devil that you're overcoming thoughts that made you feel smaller in the past. Okay, we've got that here in the Devil. Temptation to fall for anxiety or thoughts of not being good enough. But the Queen of Wands here shows me that you're actually very confidently overcoming those blockages, which is helping you to be a true inspiration for other people during the month of August, my beautiful Taurus babies. And being ruled by Venus by default, this definitely gives you a very attractive edge and a type of beauty that people want to be around. Next up, we've got Ceres. So I see that nature is the ultimate refuge and retreat that helps you get yourself grounded and helps you clear your head. So whenever you feel as though what we have here within the devil, you know, the temptation to overthink, the temptation to feel as though you're maybe not doing well enough, or to fall prey to thinking materialism is important or is everything in your life, or like you're not making enough money, you don't own enough things, retreat into nature. It is free and it will open your eyes to how much you've already accomplished and how meaningless that a lot of material possessions really are, and how they just hold us captive and keep us in the rat race, continuing to pay off debts as we accumulate them just in order to have these things to show off that are status symbols in our society. So clearing your mind and opening it up to alternative ways of living is definitely going to remind you of the fact that you're doing amazingly well, and you can choose to leave out certain material possessions from your life entirely. If you don't need a vehicle, for instance, don't feel pressured to get one. You may need one, of course, to commute to work or to do certain things, but if you don't need one, my beautiful Taurus babies, don't feel like you have accomplished less if you don't own a vehicle. Just as an example, you don't need to own a home if it's not accessible to you right now. That doesn't make you any less successful. Next up, we've got retrograde reverse. Now, retrograde reverse is, of course, positive. It shows us that things are coming back into alignment for you, my beautiful Taurus babies. It's like the stars are going from a very difficult point for you to a place where there is more balance, where there is more relaxation, and where it quite literally doesn't feel like everything is in retrograde. Within opposition, I do also see that you are confronting materialism and parts of yourself where there is conflict. And if you appreciate an honest tarot reading, then my channel is the perfect one for you, my beautiful Taurus babies, because here within opposition, I can see that confronting the part of you that does sometimes fall into materialism and that does sometimes feel hopeless in this world actually shows you that you are in control. You don't have to let those thoughts creep in. You don't have to let materialism get the best of you. You can still lead a fulfilled, beautiful, successful life without feeling as though you need to accomplish very specific things materially or professionally speaking. I can see here within multiple streams that you should also remind yourself that some of the people you probably look up to financially and on a material level have a lot of streams of income that result in them finding and having financial stability. And that way it creates an opportunity for you to lean into parts of your professional life that you really love. And it creates more safety than if you simply have one stream. Moving further into your reading, be authentic, my beautiful Taurus babies. Take off the mask. Don't feel as though you have to conform to an ideal or to a certain standard that you feel is uncomfortable for you to conform to. If it doesn't feel right for you to work in the corporate world, if it doesn't feel right for you to show up at your 9 to 5 every single day, then it's not for you. However, if you don't feel comfortable being an entrepreneur or someone who is artsy and doesn't have a schedule that they have to show up to every single day that is kind of in a way given, then don't do that either. One isn't worse than the other. I see that August for you is all about finding your grind. It's all about riding your wave specifically, and that is you bossing up, my beautiful Taurus babies. That is you making your own power moves, because you're not looking to your left or to your right. You're simply doing what you know works for you, what creates a successful life for you. And a successful life for my Taurus babies is being authentic. It is creating stability so you don't have to stress out at night and overthink your bills and your living situation. Remind yourself that there is always a way, no matter where you begin. And if you have any doubts when it comes to that, read some biographies of people who really did start from your starting point, or even a quote-unquote lower point, with less help, with less resources for them to use in order to get to where they are today. And you will find that a surprisingly large number of individuals has found a way from really difficult situations to create a life that they're proud of and that they feel is worth living. Next up, we've got the Witch's Hat, which is reminding you of your power, my beautiful Taurus babies. August is about magic. It is about reminding yourself that a lot of success does start internally and with your mindset. And of course, it is hard to measure that or to prove that. But one thing that all the people who you most likely look up to have in common is that they believed that they could do something for themselves that was better than the situation they wanted out of. I see here within incubation that taking time away from the world in August is the best thing for my beautiful Taurus babies. Hanging out with people who let you be in this kind of incubation period and time where you're just figuring out what you'll do next and what steps that you really want to take professionally. Even if that is not something that the general public would agree with, you're making these choices for you, and you have to be in a supportive, warm environment in order to be able to let go of a version or a narrative of what you think you should do and invite a version, story, and narrative into your life that you know intuitively feels right and that you know is what's going to make you happy in the long run. So all of my beautiful Taurus babies, this is your August 2022 pick a card tarot reading that I've received for you. I hope you like the horoscope aspect of this reading. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. If you made it all the way to the end, leave a little sunflower emoji below in the comment section. And if you love my crystal rings and tarot decks, don't forget to check out bowlife.com, which is where you can find all my divination products. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you so much love. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are on this planet, and I'll speak to you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your Pick a Card tarot reading. This is your horoscope part, where we talk all things Gemini for you for the month of August. So I'm going to get straight into it. Lean back and relax, my beautiful Gemini babies, as we talk about exactly what's coming towards your sign during the month of August, shall we? So first up, we've got the Two of Swords for you. So you'll have to make some difficult decisions during the month of August, my beautiful Gemini babies. You are ruled by Mercury, in case you didn't know this. And Mercury is all about your rational mind, your thinking process, and Mercury helps you to make important decisions. So the Two of Swords here shouldn't be too much of a challenge for my beautiful Gemini babies. You are an air sign who is very intelligent, quick, and witty. Next up, we've got the Knight of Wands as well. So the Knight of Wands shows me a very type of fiery and competitive edge to you for the month of August. You will have to make decisions that have to do with a passion project. So think a job you're really passionate about, or even another project where you're working with other people and you have to make decisions in a split second that not only serve you, but the entire establishment. So it's really your time to shine, my beautiful Gemini babies, no pressure. And you may end up even receiving something like a promotion or so if you put your best foot forward and you make these decisions without any delay. Next up, we've got the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups does show me here that August will be an emotional month for you. It will leave you feeling a little sensitive and like you really just need to talk to someone, especially because there is quite a bit of masculine energy here. The Knight of Wands, we've got the wand here, which is a phallic symbol, which means a masculine one. The Two of Swords, we've got two swords here, more masculine energy. And of course, you thrive in that, my beautiful Gemini babies. You do belong to the element of air, which is typically masculine, but at the same time, you have that divine feminine side to you that needs to be expressed. So I see that August is a time for you to speak up about how you're feeling and what you're going through. And the best person to speak to is the Queen of Pentacles. And you know who the Queen of Pentacles represents here. This is a motherly figure, someone who has dependable, really calm, tranquil earth sign energy. And by earth sign, I mean Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. They are practical, they are grounded, they are loyal, they are reliable. They're the type of person who you can speak to about everything and they will give you sound advice. So lean on that person during the month of August. All my beautiful Geminis, you don't have to do everything alone despite what it may sometimes feel like. And know here that the Queen of Pentacles is there for you. It doesn't have to quite literally be your mother. It could just be someone who you look up to, like a big sister, like a motherly or grandmotherly type of figure, just someone who has a very warm, comforting, nurturing type of energy, someone who is able to receive everything you're saying. Next up, we've got tarot cards. So you've got more guidance coming towards you for the month of August. So of course, make sure to check into my channel too, my beautiful Geminis. I have many really cool tarot readings coming for you for the month of August, but do also feel free to acquire your own tarot cards. You don't have to wait for someone to gift you tarot cards. That's a very common misconception, like that's the only way you can own tarot cards or you have the right to use them. Let's not gatekeep something that can help us with self-reflection and connecting with the divine on so many different levels. Let's open up this practice. That's my opinion, all of my beautiful Gemini babies. And I see here within tarot cards that you're definitely feeling drawn to some, called to bring some tarot cards into your life. So don't hesitate to purchase some tarot cards or to borrow some from someone if you can, to just try it out. You can also check out the decks that I've published. They're linked below in the description box. And know here in connectivity to the Queen of Pentacles that you may even receive a tarot reading from a very special person who feels to you like a motherly figure and carer, who is just wise beyond their years, who seems to have lived lifetimes and can now give you invaluable advice. Next up, we've got Austera. I see some time just incubating away from the world, taking some time to protect yourself as well, and maybe even fear to put yourself out there again. So if you are single, my beautiful Gemini babies, it makes a lot of sense as to why you wouldn't want to put yourself out there. As I see, there is some indecisiveness, there is a level of fear that's present, a level of hurt that you may have experienced and you of course don't want to experience again. And if you're in a committed relationship or situationship, I see within Austera that you're going to stay firmly within that relationship. So is your partner, but you're thinking of making a decision to maybe actually reconsider your relationship setting. Next up, we've got water. So water shows me here that August is actually a month of cleansing for you. As a Gemini, you've got a little bit of a wild mind, if I may say so. And by wild mind, I mean you are intelligent and very quick-witted. You're not the type of sign who just likes to sit around and wait for things to happen. You are a go-getter and you are a natural communicator. Being ruled by Mercury shows a high level of intelligence, and you really relate to Virgos. We spoke about the Queen of Pentacles being an earth sign. We have that within Virgo. Why you relate to them is because you are both ruled by Mercury. So you both understand the importance of intelligent conversation. You both understand how important it is to be able to speak to someone on a level that is not superficial and on a level where you can truly say what it is that you're going through. Next up, we've got downcast pride. So beware, my beautiful Gemini babies, of letting pride get in the way during the month of August. You do have some big responsibilities on your shoulders when it comes to your career, or you're maybe temporarily being put into a leadership position, into a management position, and you may actually walk away after August staying in that position permanently because you have proven yourself, but it's important that you don't let that get to your head. That is one thing that I can see here within downcast pride. Next up, we've got the masquerade. Now, in the masquerade, we're going to see what you're really made of during the month of August, my beautiful Gemini babies. I can see here that you are also craving for other people to show their true colors, and you're becoming quite frustrated when people hide who they truly are, and that is actually even a point of conflict and friction between you and others. And you may end up actually consulting tarot cards to figure out what the truth is, or to get some sort of hint of an answer as to what is going on with someone in your life who is just not allowing you to know what they're really going through or what they're feeling for you. I see here within create and progress that you're not going to be hung up on that, my beautiful Gemini babies. You've got too much going on. You're actually going to use creativity to express stuck feelings and emotions, any type of stagnant emotions that may have been there, rather than beating yourself up or feeling as though you have to overthink another person's actions. Here within Know Your Worth, it becomes very clear that, my beautiful Gemini babies, you know your value, you know what you deserve, and who needs to possibly take a step back and be reminded of that. You're not going to allow for anyone to undermine your self-worth or make you feel as though you are not worthy of respect, affection, and attention. We're not playing those games during the month of August, my beautiful Gemini babies. That may have happened during a past time or past version of who you used to be, but not in August 2022. The Six of Wands shows us here that, my beautiful Gemini babies, you will be triumphant when it comes to your career and all your aspirations when it comes to the earthly realms and projects that you've put your heart and soul into. The Six of Wands shows us here that others will want you on their team and that there is a lot of pride there. So there's a reason why we had the downcast pride card. Don't let it get to your head. And then we've also got the Queen of Swords for you. You're an intellectual, intelligent individual, my beautiful Gemini babies. You're very versatile and adaptable. And one thing that I want you to know here within the Queen of Swords is that that is one of your most attractive traits. That is one thing that a lot of people look at you for and think to themselves, geez, they are so attractive. They give me this kind of feeling like my mind is experiencing love. I don't even think of them as just a physical body. I think of them as being mentally the most gorgeous person I've ever met. That is the type of vibe that you're giving off for the month of August. So continue to feed your intellect, your intelligence, keep learning. That's one of your best traits. And of course, continue to work hard, as I see that you're definitely going to shift things for yourself professionally into a favorable direction. So all of my beautiful Gemini babies, this is your August 2022 horoscope and pick a card tarot reading. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little money bag emoji below in the comment section if you enjoyed your reading, and of course to represent the Gemini fam. If you love all of my crystal rings and tarot cards and oracle cards, check out bowlife.com, which is my online store where you can find all of these things and more. Thank you for spending this divine time and space with me. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all of my beautiful fellow Cancerians. Welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your pick a card reading. This is the horoscope aspect of your August prediction, and I'm going to get straight into it. We're going to talk all things Cancerian. I hope you're ready. We'll talk about your career, how people are viewing you, things in the earthly realms. If love messages come through, of course, we will include those. And if you're looking for a love reading specifically that is only centered around love for the month of August, I've linked that in the description box, as I do have some August love predictions prepared for you as well. But let's move into it, my beautiful fellow Cancerians. First of all, we've got the Page of Swords. Now in the Page of Swords, I can see you trying some new things on an intellectual level. You're learning about a new topic that fascinates you. You are learning to kind of be open-minded again to new subjects and things that you didn't consider. So becoming interested, for example, in gardening, in sustainability, in beekeeping, in training your physical and mental space, in meditation. There's so many different things that you may look into, but I see here within the Fool that ultimately the most important thing to note is that this is a completely fresh start, and it's really great to see that you're open to learning, to broadening your horizon, and you want to keep your brain active and moving. You don't want to stay stuck in your ways, my beautiful Cancerians. So the Fool shows me the beginning of a new adventure in August, and the Page of Swords shows that this is a mental journey. This is one you are embarking on because you want to challenge yourself and because you're looking for some sort of new field of interest that sparks joy and that brings you a lot of impressive new great knowledge. Within the Chariot, I see that you will very quickly become comfortable when it comes to this subject and topic. Things are going to move effortlessly and flow quickly, but I guess that is typical for Cancerians, isn't it? Because you are ruled by your emotions and feelings. You are ruled by the moon. So while you are sensitive, you are also very receptive. You're very family oriented and nurturing. And when you find something that you like, whether it's a person or a new hobby or topic, you will really put your best into it. You will really invest a lot of time and energy and effort, even money, in order to do the best that you can to become really good at it and to enjoy it. Next up, we've got the Six of Pentacles. Now, the Six of Pentacles shows me that there is some financial planning going on with family members, with people close to you. So if you are in a relationship with someone, you're talking about finances and how you're going to move forward when it comes to that. And maybe you're also educating yourself about the best ways to invest and how to become financially literate. That's one thing I see with the Page of Swords, the Fool, and the Chariot. You're trying to learn that very quickly, especially because school never teaches any of us anything about finances, especially planning for our financial futures, and maybe you weren't fortunate to have anyone in the home who taught you much of that either. So you're learning it yourself, and you're sharing your knowledge with a partner, with family members, and you're trying to plan with the people you care most about. The Ten of Wands shows me here that you're kind of really tired on depending on anyone, especially like the government, especially politicians, those types of parts of society. The Ten of Wands shows me that you're really like fed up to the point where you feel like you have to take care of yourself in this lifetime. You can't really count on other people, and you have to educate yourself. You can't wait for things to be brought to you or handed to you, even though certain structures should be in place to protect you and your loved ones. It does feel like you've got to do it all by yourself, and as a Cancerian, you are definitely very protective of what matters to you, and that is a trait that is being ignited in August, and where you're setting things into motion. I see you're really happy doing this. The Ten of Cups is actually a card of the minor arcana, which shows fulfillment, happiness, your home life being intact, and you feeling as though you have successfully embarked on route to protect your family, friends, and loved ones in the long term. So you will be very successful at these new ventures. Just because it's a completely new adventure, my beautiful Cancerians, doesn't mean it can't be successful. It doesn't mean there have to be a lot of bumps in the road, as I can definitely see here that you are fully satisfied with how August turns out for you and those closest to you, and that is just so fulfilling and beautiful to encounter here within your August pick a card reading. I see here within the Pentacle that you're also creating this environment where people need to respect you, otherwise they are not allowed in your circle, quite literally. You are demanding respect from anyone who wants to come into your life, and people who are already in your life and maybe have a tendency to not realize the importance of respect will be put in their place. Think work colleagues, bosses, just random people who you encounter. You're making it very clear that you are nobody's punching bag and you are not a floor mat. Next up, we've got the Watchtower of the East. Now, my beautiful Cancerians, in the Watchtower of the East, I can see that things are starting to grow for you, especially in terms of your long-term commitments and financial plans, building generational wealth, if that is a topic of interest for you. The Watchtower of the East shows that it is early yet, but you are successful at what you're doing. You're sharing your ideas with the right people, and you are focusing on moving in an appropriate direction to accomplish the goals that are important to you. And that is something to be proud of. You are able to kind of use your discipline to get what you want. And I see with the Watchtower of the East that you are now on the right path in order to create stability and security for yourself and those around you. Next up, we've got the Ascendant. Now, the Ascendant shows me here that there are some interesting kind of planetary changes going on. There is an entrance that's gonna kind of change the game for you during the month of August. There is something that's going on that will make you feel like, oh, this is new, this is something to watch out for, but it's interesting, it's not something negative. And I see here that it's going to affect my Cancerians where they are the most crab-like. As a Cancerian, as I already mentioned, you're very nurturing, and you will be pretty emotional with the transits that are taking place during the month of August. And new moons and full moons may be a little more challenging than usual, or just kind of bring up more emotion than you're used to. But you know, if you're already used to a lot of emotion, my beautiful Cancerians, then this is just like a little extra that you will be able to deal with. Don't freak out about it. Don't overthink it. but there is definitely something happening on an emotional level that reminds you that you are a water sign who does really care about those they love and can get upset if things don't work out the way that you intend for them to go. I see within the South Node that you're also learning to react more appropriately than you have in the past. You are learning to differentiate in August who you are during that month and who you were before, leaving the past in the past and not feeling any type of attachment to that person, because you're not that person anymore. You're not those mistakes or those mishaps. And I see within the South Node that you are taking that very personally. You're making it your personal mission, so to say, to leave past karma, traits, and patterns in the past that no longer serve you today. That is the type of vibe and the type of motivation that Spirit shows me that you have here for the month of August. Gemini shows me here that you're all about communicating your feelings and being expressive, and having this Gemini aspect in you that is being pushed is probably going to allow for you to create an environment in which open conversations can be had, and you can also seek out help if necessary for patterns that have been repeated that are difficult for you to overcome, whether that be anxiety, whether that be disordered eating, how you view your body, whether that is something that has to do with addiction of any sorts. I see within Gemini that you understand that it's okay to be outspoken about it, and that maybe in the past there may have been some shame and guilt, but during the month of August, you are so loving towards yourself and what you've been through, and you're so loving towards your past and childhood self that you understand that needing help and having to get it yourself often just means that the people who should have gotten you help failed to do so, and now it's become your job and your responsibility, and caring about yourself means that you will get help rather late than never. So overall, my beautiful Cancerians, this is a very transformative type of month. I can definitely see within the Fool that it's going to feel brand new. I can see that it's going to move very quickly. We have that here within the Chariot, and you have everybody's support. And by everybody, I mean everybody who matters. And feeling like you want to turn your back on a system and society that isn't working actually leaves you feeling empowered and even closer to those you love most, who you want to protect. So all of my beautiful crab babies, leave a little crab emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you made it through the second part, through your August horoscope prediction. And also, if you love my crystal rings and tarot and oracle cards, check out bowlife.com. It's linked in the description box too, which is my website where everything ships straight from our HQ here in Switzerland worldwide to you. So I'd like to thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, my beautiful fellow Cancerians, and I can't wait to speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Leo babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your August pick a card reading and prediction. This is the horoscope that you are going to receive for your sign. So all my favorite fire sign babies, my beautiful Leos, let's move into your reading for August so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards you. We've had the 10 of Pentacles that popped right out of the pile of cards. Now, the 10 of Pentacles is a very favorable card, especially when it comes to things in the earthly realm, material possessions, your job, your financial standpoint, and also your health. The 10 of Pentacles is a minor arcana card that speaks of completion, of having exactly what you need, not wanting for anything, and feeling fulfilled when it comes to all things earthly and mundane. So this is a great start for my Leo babies for the month of August. We've also got the Three of Cups, which shows me some celebration. So there may be a birthday party, a wedding, an engagement party that you're going to during the month of August, and I see that this adds to you feeling really fulfilled because you not only have what you need when it comes to possessions, but you also love how you're spending your time during the month of August. That's giving you a real feeling of satisfaction, and it's also allowing for you to bring out a little bit of that extravagant Leo energy that you have, that fun-loving, at times even dramatic energy, because you get to wear really amazing outfits, you get to be yourself, to be very lively and energetic. So the month of August really does look good on you and suits you, my Leo babies. Next up, we've got the Empress for you. Now the Empress shows me that you've got this very attractive type of energy, and I do also want you to know in the Empress that this is a card of abundance, of motherhood as well. So I wouldn't be surprised with the Ten of Pentacles if the next step is to figure out what you want to do in your life when it comes to family structures. I would not be surprised, furthermore, if you are being asked to babysit for somebody during the month of August, if you are being asked to take care of someone's pets or plants, or even to become a godparent. I do see here within the Empress that you are trusted with those who are younger than you or with those who depend on you. Next up, we've got the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands shows me that you're not just all nurturing and all love and light. You definitely have a very spicy side to you too. The Knight of Wands is basically the Knight of fire signs, as the Suit of Wands corresponds to fire. And as a Leo baby, this is your element. Your element has this divine masculine edge to it of being unafraid and doing what needs to be done. You're enthusiastic, you're charming and daring, and also a very passionate individual. So you have that perfect mixture between being caring, but at the same time, also being outspoken, being real, and going on some fun adventures. I see here within the Hierophant that when it comes to your life and your belief systems during the month of August, you're actually thinking to yourself, whether you are in true alignment with what you believe or whether you have just conformed out of habit or because everyone around you has kind of conformed, if you will. You are questioning your spiritual beliefs as well as your religious ones. You're questioning your upbringing. And it's not a negative thing, my beautiful Leo babies, because I do see here within the Hierophant and the Three of Cups that you're having some very intriguing conversations with other people about the topics of spirituality and belief. And you're very open to having your mind change. That's one thing about you, my beautiful Leo babies. You are super generous when it comes to your mind, your heart, your love. And you're a very open-minded type of sign. So the Hierophant just shows me further education when it comes to things that interest you, but maybe also quite literally having further education. Next up, we've got fire. So you are definitely connected to your element. August brings passion. It brings a space in which you can embrace who you authentically are. And it's a very naturally flowy type of month for my beautiful Leo babies because your element is encouraged to just do its thing and be who it naturally is. You're basically being encouraged to be a Leo, to be passionate, to be spontaneous, to be ruled by the sun, right? To be that leadership type of identity. And as a Leo, you're also a creative. You're also someone who is very much kind of filled with purpose and filled with vitality, and you can tell that it is your month to shine. Next up, we've got the Witch's Cottage. Now in the Witch's Cottage, I can see that it is also essential that you don't forget that with a lot of extroverted type of energy that I see for you for the month of August, you will also need to retreat to a place where you feel secure and where you can just take some time to relax and recuperate, especially if you identify as someone who can be very extroverted, but at heart is a bit more of an introvert. Try not to forget that, because otherwise you will feel almost like jet lagged from different social functions, my beautiful Leo babies. Next up, we've got big changes that are coming for you for the month of August. We have yet to still find out what these big changes are or what they have to do with, but I think let's give it a shot, shall we, my beautiful Leo babies? Let's see what your guides have to say. We've got endless serendipity for you, as well as perfect moments. So I do see here that there will be some instances during the month of August where you just wish time would stop and like you could just live that moment forever. And I definitely see that this has to do with celebrations for you, my beautiful Leo babies, celebrating love, unions, other people's accomplishments too, but bringing kind of your best energy with you. And that's why you're such a beloved guest at different functions and gatherings, because you always hype other people and their accomplishments up. You're not the type of person who always needs to just put themselves into the focal point, so to say. And I think that's a common misconception about Leos. You guys are actually so generous. You guys are not very egocentrical once you really get to know you. Next up, we've got the connect with your ancestors message for you. So connecting with your ancestors during the month of August comes pretty naturally, but maybe you'll spend time with a grandparent or someone who knows about the stories of your ancestors and is telling you more about it, is teaching you more about where you came from, where your ancestors stem from, and what your roots truly are. And I see here within your dream journal that you will have some dreams related to your history and your ancestry. It may even feel a bit like a past life regression type of situation. And I do definitely see within your dream journal that it would be so interesting and favorable for you to write down any dreams that you experience or can remember. So try to keep a journal, a piece of paper next to your bed so you can write things down as soon as you wake up, so you don't forget by the time you actually do get around to finding a pen and a paper. So document what's going on for you in August. It will, in the long term, be very interesting to piece it together, especially in correspondence to the story and history of your ancestors. So all my beautiful Leo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. Don't forget to leave a little lion emoji below in the comment section to represent. And also, if you love my oracle and tarot cards as well as my crystal jewelry, check out bowlife.com, which is my online store, and everything ships from here in Switzerland, where I live, worldwide in just a couple days. So make sure that you don't forget to check that out for all of my divination tools, crystals, and more. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, my beautiful Leo babies. I can't wait to speak to you soon, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Virgo babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your August Pick a Card tarot readings and predictions. This is based on your zodiac sign, right? This is based on all things Virgo. So this is the horoscope part. I hope that you enjoyed picking the first part of your prediction, so we can now add on and create a highly personalized monthly reading for you. So I'll get straight into it, my beautiful Virgo babies, so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of August, and so you can feel prepared. First up, we've got the 10 of Cups, then we've got the 6 of Cups, as well as the King of Cups. So a lot of cups energy. Now, you may not be familiar with this. Maybe you are, my beautiful Virgos, but I'll explain it to you anyways. The cups corresponds to the element of water, and this is the suit of a minor arcana within the tarot. So within the King of Cups, I can see someone here who has water sign energy. Think a Cancerian, Scorpio, or a Pisces. They are most likely older than you, more mature than you. They have these leadership qualities. They're very diplomatic and wise. And I see here with the Six of Cups and the Ten of Cups that you're feeling really good around this person during the month of August. So maybe they are a romantic interest. Maybe there's someone whom you're working with. Either way, here within the Six of Cups and the Ten of Cups, I see you feeling safe, emotionally speaking. You feel safe to talk about your feelings. You feel safe to talk about what you're going through, and the King of Cups is really an awesome listener. So you have a great supporter here during the month of August, my beautiful Virgo babies. And that's definitely important because as a Virgo, you're ruled by Mercury. You're very service minded, and sometimes it's nice to have people bring that energy back to you and reciprocate. Next up, we've got the King of Wands. Now, in the King of Wands, we've got another person who is important in your life during the month of August. The King of Wands is the king of fire signs. Think Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo energy. And we have yet to figure out what this person is up to in your life. We've got the King of Swords too. So we've got all of these kind of elders, if you will, these people who are older and more mature than you. We've had kings only so far, which is very interesting. We've got these fatherly figures, these people who are a lot older than you in age, who have experienced a lot, who other people look up to, and there are really positive feelings towards these people. So they may quite literally be fatherly figures, but maybe you are also the youngest person working in a company or in a space where your peers are just older people with masculine energy who others look up to and respect, and you've kind of paved your way into a position where you're working shoulder to shoulder with these types of individuals and where you are part of the decision making. I see here within the Knight of Swords that you definitely play a role, an important role when it comes to decision making with these people who have a lot of say and a lot of power, and they consider your opinion to be sacred. They consider your opinion to be youthful, to be fun, to be a fresh approach, and they want to listen to what it is that you're bringing to the table, especially when it comes to work and financial gains. I see here within the star that this actually shows a lot of hope for you to be the next CEO and manager and kind of replace these people at some point, because you are learning the ropes from those who came before you and they believe in you. They're putting a lot of thought into making you a part of the thought process and the establishment, my beautiful Virgo babies. So in the star, there is a lot of hope for you professionally to go really far during the month of August, because you're working with people who can help you accomplish that. You're working in a situation where you can tell that if things keep going well, you're definitely going to accomplish everything you've ever wanted financially as well as professionally. I see here within the staff that it's been confirmed from your guides and the universe, all my beautiful Virgos. You're creating stability. That is what's happening for you professionally. That's what's happening for you on an emotional level. You're not wondering about what's going on. You are simply creating a life that makes you feel at ease, that makes you feel stable, and like you finally have a place where you can rest your head and you belong. I see here within the magic circle that you've got just the right people coming into your life during the month of August who will protect you, who are ensuring that you are making all the right moves for your future, and who are in full support of you as almost like a protege, almost as, you know, their little project, their person who's going to continue to instill their values into a company or an establishment even after they have left. So something being passed down to you. And it could also have to do with parents, with other types of teachers, spiritual teachers, showing you how the lineage was built and how these different processes came to be so that you can continue to tell the story for generations to come as well. Next up, we've got the altar. Now, the altar shows me dedication on your part. You're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and learn and sit down and listen and make sure that you're taking everything in. You are definitely investing a lot of time and energy in learning the ropes and figuring out all the different tools that you need in order to take on more leadership roles and in order to gain people's trust as well as people's confidence. The altar does also show me a little bit of a witchy part to things. So think crystals, think candles, think little rituals that you're doing just in order to connect more with the divine and increase your probability of luck and increase the type of connection or wiring that you have to success, because a big part of success is definitely your mindset too, all my beautiful Virgo babies. Next up, we've got emotional baggage. So I do see that you are protected from a lot of baggage that people may have from their past. So if anyone makes a comment during the month of August and it's actually rooted from their own insecurities and from their own emotional baggage, you're not taking it personally, my beautiful Virgos. You're actually just kind of shrugging it off and moving on when it comes to that. You don't really take things to heart. And I do also see here with the star, which is actually by default connected to Aquarius, that you're absolutely not focused on emotionally being hung up on things. You're actually feeling pretty detached from taking anything personally. You're feeling very rebellious in this hope that you have, as in you changing the business and how systems are done and implemented moving forward. And you know that in order to do that, you have to be resilient. I see within gentleness that nevertheless, bringing a really gentle touch to the things that you do will serve you, my beautiful Virgo babies. Being kind to yourself, being soft with yourself, and also reminding yourself of the fact that you can have masculine go-getter type of energy and make things happen without being rude or abrasive or hurting other people's feelings, or just overall being, in a sense, very aggressive. You can be assertive and bring all the passion and fire that you need while still keeping things cute and keeping things, in a sense, emotionally intelligent, to the point where people love that you get things done, but you're not too harsh, right? You're not someone with a very blunt edge. Next up, we've got the jar of dreams. So my beautiful Virgo babies, it's almost as though you're looking at your little jar of dreams and you're seeing as it's taking shape. You're seeing how August is definitely a very important month in shaping your dreams and getting closer to making your dreams and aspirations a reality. So it's a very important month for you professionally, especially. Your dedication and the fact that you're not afraid of hard work is what serves you the most, my beautiful Virgo babies. So continue to lean into that part of your personality and character. All my beautiful Virgos, we are at the end of the second part of your August prediction. I hope that you enjoyed the second, even more personalized horoscope aspect of it. Leave a little flamingo emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it all the way to the end. Furthermore, if you love my tarot and oracle cards, as well as my crystal rings, and are interested in more divination tools that ship worldwide, that are super high quality and 100% unique and handmade, make sure you check out my website, bowlife.com. It is linked below in the description box, easy for you to access right now after watching this video. So thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all of my beautiful Libra babies. Welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your August pick a card reading and horoscope. We're going to talk all things Libra in this part of your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed part one, where you got to pick during the intro of this video and select a symbol in order to receive the first bit of information about what's coming towards you in August. But now the cards have clearly already started to speak. So my beautiful Libras, let's get into figuring out exactly what's coming towards you during August. So we've got the 10 of Wands, the Tower, as well as the Star. So there is a lot of change that's taking place. I see that in the 10 of Wands as well as the Tower. And all my beautiful Libras, I hope you can appreciate my honesty. I'm the type of tarot reader who will tell you exactly what it is that I see and not just what people want to hear. So if that's what you love, then this is a perfect space for you. So all of my beautiful Libras, in the Tower, I can see that we're connected to Mars during the month of August, and there's a lot of wild energy. There's, in a sense, maybe even destruction when it comes to certain things that seem to be steadfast for a while. So maybe a huge change in where you're working, where you're living, in your day-to-day affairs. But I see within the Star that it's actually all in your favor. So having some sort of wake-up call, a moment of enlightenment, an epiphany is what I see here within the cards so far, as the Star shows a lot of hope. It shows that you're actually in a place where you understand this is like a personal revolution that you're going through during the month of August, and you're here for it, even if that means that certain things need to change that you were used to for years. And that big change is one thing I see in the Tower especially. Next up, we've got the 10 of Swords. So Spirit wants you to know here that it's okay to feel afraid of something new. It's okay to not be sure about the unknown, and for that to cause some anxiety and maybe even some sleepless nights. That's completely normal. Remind yourself here that no matter what you go through, anything worthwhile is going to make you feel a little queasy and nervous, is going to give you butterflies to a certain extent, whether it be love, whether it be something in your career or your personal life. It will always trigger some sort of emotion when something matters to you and it's changing, right? Next up, we've got the 7 of Wands. Now, the 7 of Wands, it does show me that you are still moving forward in a way that is very ambitious. You've got conviction and you're really not afraid of what is to come next, at least not publicly. While you may have some nightmares and you may be a little bit worried on a personal level when you're alone at night, when you're kind of lost in your own thoughts, you're not showing this to the outside world. I can see that people view you as someone who is very confident, and people view you as someone who is perceived as a figure of authority. So let's see what else that we've got for you. Let's see what Spirit is trying to say to all my beautiful Libra babies. So we've got Stormy. So it is definitely going to be a month that is filled with a lot of unexpected energy. I can see here within Stormy that there is definitely a huge part of you that feels as though August is filled with energy that is a little hard for you to control. And giving up control is maybe exactly what you need to do, because as a Libra, you're very diplomatic and detail oriented. You're someone who is peace loving. You just want balance, and having a little bit of craziness is definitely a challenge for you. But I see that just through learning about yourself and how to handle these types of situations, you are definitely able to do these updates to your system and your personal software to better be able to cope and deal with change moving forward. So it seems like August is like a reboot for you, my beautiful Libra babies. Like you're learning a lot of new skills, especially on an emotional level and on a mental level, and those are helping you to remain calm even in the craziest of times. Another thing that I do see within your reading is that there's a lot of phallic energy, a lot of masculine energy, right? We've had the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords. These are all phallic masculine symbols. So divine masculine energy surrounds you. And I see here that it's actually giving you a lot of confidence to find a way to create a life that makes you feel proud and happy. And there is always a way. I can see that you're the type of person who is solution oriented, not problem oriented. And you understand that if you believe that you can work things out and make things work in your favor, chances are already really high that you'll be able to be successful and victorious. I see here within claiming your energy, my beautiful Libra babies, that you're not just giving your energy to anybody, you're being really selective, and you understand that claiming your energy has a lot to do with valuing your energy and also valuing reciprocity, not just giving people the time of the day or your energy who always come around when they have nothing better to do or nobody else to hang out with. I see here that you're not only valuing your time, which is of course your most sacred resource, but also the type of vibration that you put out there. You are definitely understanding that there are a lot of people who can benefit from being around you and benefit from having you as a friend, a lover, or an acquaintance. And you're not going to be okay with anyone who doesn't show you that they realize your worthiness and that they realize the fact that your time is valuable and sacred. I see here within the second house that you're definitely all about your bag, all my beautiful Libra babies. You're all about ensuring that you're keeping your finances safe and that you're growing things for yourself in the earthly realms, that you're getting all of the financial security that you've always dreamt of and craved, and that you're guarding your resources while creating new ones. You're not spending money on silly things. You're actually being very financially literate and intelligent. Within Vesta, I can see that things are now kind of really brewing, if you will, when it comes to this part of your life. And I see that you're trying to find a way, even through the stormy weather, even through not knowing and being worried about it not working out, you're trying to find a way to actually have that first big investment in your life. That may be a home, a rental. It may even be a vehicle that you just really need in order to get to work or to do the things that you need to do in order to create the financial safety that you crave and want. And I can see that that can be a little nerve-wracking, right? When you have to put your money where your mouth is and spend a significant amount of time and research, but it's so worth it. And if there's one tip that I have here for you for the month of August, my beautiful Libras, when it comes to investing your money, look at a lot of different options. Even if you really love a home or some sort of place that you want to invest in where you even have to put down a deposit or so, even if it's a rental, that's still a significant amount of money. Go and tour a lot of different places. If it's meant to be, it will be, even if you've toured something else in the meantime. Because I think sometimes we don't see enough options and then we kind of miss out on something that may have been a better fit for us. And the same goes, of course, romantically for the options that are out there. Make sure that you're staying open-minded and don't settle for anyone too quickly. Don't give anyone your full undivided attention too soon, my beautiful Libra babies. Commit when you have spent enough time getting to know them and when they too are in agreement of that commitment. I see here within your 5th house that your passion projects are extremely important to you. Your 5th house is actually by default ruled by Leo, and the 5th house is the house of romance, children, creativity. So if you do have children or you are in a romantic relationship, I see in connectivity to claiming your energy that it's important that you still take time for yourself. You have kind of been giving everyone else your energy and you only have what's left, and that needs to change. My beautiful Libra babies, you definitely need a little bit more of that balance for yourself personally too. So do know here within the 5th house that your guides are trying to tell you to spend time painting, making music, drawing, being creative, just doing things that feeds your soul and that allows you to connect with yourself and forget about all of your responsibilities and everyone else who you maybe need to take care of. Let's add a few self-care cards to give you a little bit of an idea of what you could do to really serve yourself, my beautiful Libra babies. So we've got connecting with your ancestors. So think of talking to a grandparent, a parent, maybe even reading books about your heritage and your ancestry. Maybe you want to do a test that has to do with your ancestors and figuring out who they are and where they're from. That's a great way for you to connect and be in your zone and do something just for you, as well as creating an altar, my beautiful Libras. So creating a sacred space where you maybe keep crystals, candles, tarot cards, crystal jewelry, and it's on there. It's ready for you to pray upon, to grab, to meditate on, and it's just a nice little space that reminds you to be grounded at least once or twice a day. So create your own little altar. That can be really fun, my beautiful Libras. I recommend, and put all your favorite things on there. So we're at the end of the second part of your reading for your August prediction. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a red apple emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and to represent the Libra family. Furthermore, if you love my crystal jewelry as well as my tarot and oracle cards and all things divination, make sure you check out bowlife.com. It is linked in the description box. That is my website, and everything ships worldwide straight from Switzerland. So thank you for being here, my beautiful Libras. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your August Pick a Card tarot reading. This is the horoscope portion of this video where we talk all things Scorpio, and we use tarot and oracle cards to figure out exactly what's coming towards my beautiful Scorpio babies during the month of August. So I'll get straight into it. We will be talking about your career, how people are viewing you in August, your personal life, your romantic standpoint, things in the earthly realm, material possessions, all of it. Any message that comes through is going to be right here within this reading. If you want a reading that is focused on love exclusively, know that I have August love predictions already posted on my channel. The link to that can be found in the description box as well. But let's now get into it, my beautiful Scorpio babies. We've got the Ace of Wands first and foremost, and then we've got the Five of Pentacles. So if you've been feeling stuck when it comes to your material possessions, your job, your career, what you're doing in the earthly realms, maybe you've even felt stuck in your progress when it comes to your health and fitness journey. I see here within the Ace of Wands that you're actually getting some great new downloads and ideas from the universe and the divine during the month of August that are just coming to you coincidentally. or it seems to be coincidentally, and that's helping you get out of the rut and helping you get to that next spot. So moving on from any plateau that you may have hit or that you may have felt stranded on for a while. Next up, we've got the Chariot. So things are then moving very quickly for you during the month of August, my beautiful Scorpio babies. It seems as though things were slumbering in the past couple months, but with some fresh new ideas and some new approaches to how you can overcome stagnation, all of a sudden the pace is really picking up for you, my beautiful Scorpio babies, and it actually works out fabulously as you are a pretty intense sign. The intensity we have for you in August gels really well with your vibe and your energy. The Ten of Cups shows me that when it comes to your family as well as your home life, your romantic standpoint, you're feeling happy, loved, taken care of, and like you have nurturing relationships around you. The Ten of Cups is a card of fulfillment, emotionally speaking. It shows that you have people to snuggle up to, people who are willing to listen to you and anything you're going through and are here to give you great advice. As a Scorpio, you are ruled by Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of transformation as well as rebirths. So it's important for you to have people who you can talk to, especially as life is picking up when it comes to speed and its pace. Next up, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles shows me someone who you are working with who is going to help you accomplish your goals. So think a business partner or just overall someone who is very ambitious, especially when it comes to the earthly realms. So working with a personal trainer or someone who just overall knows what they're doing when it comes to your goals, be it financially or with your physical fitness, is the game changer that's propelling you forward. Getting a mentor when it comes to your business, another game changer when it comes to you moving forward and gaining some valuable pace and momentum. The Two of Pentacles shows me that August will be a month in which you definitely have to choose. Do you have more of a private life or more of an interesting love life? Or do you do more things when it comes to your career and your business? The Two of Pentacles shows me that flexibility will be required and may even be a little bit of a challenge for you, my beautiful Scorpios. But I hope that you can appreciate my honesty with this and letting you already know ahead of time what you maybe need to focus on balancing in order to create a month that is favorable and not stressful. Next up, we've got the Queen of Everything. So it's very clear, my beautiful Scorpio babies, that you are definitely the ruler of not only your own world, but almost like the queen of everything around you. You have this magnetic energy that draws people to you and that makes people feel like they want to give you more responsibility, like they want to share more about what's going on within their lives with you. And I see here within the updates to your system that you're very quickly learning the type of energy and vibration that you put out there can attract things that you really desire and that can really help you professionally speaking, especially. So in the Queen of Everything and updates to your system, you're learning to reclaim your power. You're learning to be this magnetic individual who has almost like a switch that they can turn on and off whenever they want to be magnetic and compelling. I see here within sacrifices that you will have to make some of those during the month of August, and it makes sense when we speak of the Two of Pentacles as well, and kind of understanding that you may sometimes have to either put work first or your personal life first, but nobody is going to take it personally if you put work first. I see in the Ten of Cups that remains the fact that you feel emotionally secure and your relationships are thriving, all those interpersonal ones with the people who mean the most to you, my beautiful Scorpios. So I want to figure out what else Spirit has to say about August for my beautiful Scorpio babies. Let's see. We've got Austera. So in Austera, I can see that there is definitely some growth that's happening away from the world that other people are not aware of. And in connectivity to your sacrifices, rather than going out, getting drunk, partying, things like that, you are actually focused on personal development and growth. So anyone who invites you for late nights out is probably not going to be very successful at getting you to actually come out. And I can see here within tarot cards that you can derive a lot of stability and guidance and wisdom from tarot cards. So you may even add some tarot cards to your own personal collection. You may get a reading. You may just overall come to my channel a little more for guidance and cool tarot related videos. So I do see here within tarot cards that this really serves you for August, and that you can receive a lot of truth and valuable information from tarot and oracle cards during the month of August. And of course, my beautiful Scorpio babies, feel free to check out my tarot and oracle cards that I have created and self-published. The link is below in the description box for you to access really easily. My website is called bowlife.com, so you can check out all my tarot and oracle cards right on there. Next up, we've got the Pentacle. Now, the Pentacle shows me that people have a lot of respect for you during the month of August. It's almost like you have a little bit of this intimidating aura and energy to you. As a Scorpio, this may also just come a little naturally. This may be just your default kind of mode and setting, if you will, as I do see here within the Pentacle that it's like your energy and your aura demands respect. Next up, we've got the Staff, which shows us stability that's here for you during the month of August. So stability when it comes to your living situation and your stomping grounds. That's what I see here in the Staff for my Scorpios. And this really helps you to focus your energy on other areas of life, because your personal life is intact, so you're not worrying about that, and you can put more of your energy into other passion projects and maybe also professional efforts. So all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, this is your August horoscope that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed this part of your pick a card reading. Let me know below in the comment section to let me and others know how you're doing, that you're a Scorpio. Leave a little scorpion emoji down there. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I'll speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies. Welcome to the second, more intricate part of your pick a card tarot reading and August prediction, where we're going into all things Sagittarius in form of your August horoscope. So I'm going to get straight into it. Just lean back, relax, and enjoy the second, even more personalized part of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed part one, where you got to pick a symbol during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Sagittarius, shall we? As a Sagittarian, you are ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of abundance, of philosophy, as well as travel and communication. Okay, we have a few cards that already popped out of the pile that clearly want to speak to you. So we've got 3 cards. Let's start off here with the 7 of Wands. Now the 7 of Wands shows me that August is going to be a month in which there is a lot going on and a lot of things are coming towards you, a lot of responsibilities. So think of work being very busy, a lot of different tasks that you're going to have to learn to manage, maybe multitask, or even kind of make your own schedule and itinerary that allows you to fulfill all your obligations. While I see here within the Queen of Cups that it is so important for you to also give yourself a little bit of grace and gratitude, and remind yourself that if you're doing the best that you can, that matters and that is valid, that you don't always have to push the limits to the point that you're close to burning out. That is not normal, despite how social media tries to normalize that. Next up, we've got the Nine of Cups. Congratulations, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies. Now, you may be asking yourself why I'm congratulating you right now in your August horoscope. Well, this tarot card of the Minor Arcana is actually known as the Wish card. It's like a genie in a bottle card. It shows that something you've been wishing and hoping for is going to come true, and a manifestation that means a lot to you is finally going to actually become a tangible reality for you. Next up, we've got the Hanged One. Now, August is definitely going to be filled with a lot of responsibility, but you may still feel stuck. And that's why it's so important for you to not overwork yourself or burn yourself out. Because as mentioned here, with the Seven of Wands, you've got tons on your plate, tons resting on your shoulders. However, in the Hanged One, I can see that somehow you still have a little bit of a feeling of complacency, almost like you're in a place of suspension, like you don't know what's going to come next. Nothing has really moved yet, but you know that it only takes a little straw to break the camel's back, in a good or in a bad way. And by in a good way, I mean you understand it only maybe takes a little bit to get to that next stage of financial freedom and abundance, or even a promotion. But maybe you also understand that it only takes one little thing in order to break trust in a relationship, or for coworkers to not look at you with as much adoration as they do right now if you're not able to get everything done in time, which is why it is so essential that you're kind to yourself, that you make plans that are realistic and that leave space and time for you to recharge and for any mishaps to happen. My beautiful Sagittarians, try to under-promise and over-deliver rather than over-promise and under-deliver during the month of August. Next up, we've got the Two of Cups. This is another reason why you're going to want to do this, because your romantic life is calling to you to spend time in it in the most fabulous way. The Two of Cups is one of the most favorable cards of the tarot when it comes to love. As you can see, we've got togetherness, loyalty, a mutually beneficial and respectful relationship of two parties who want to be together, who care for one another. And I do definitely see here that you're meant to spend time with a special someone, a soulmate or a twin flame. And I see here within the Strength card, as well as the Seven of Cups, that this is your choice. This is how you are choosing to recharge during the month of August, through being in a romantic space with someone, forgetting about work and all of your responsibilities, and simply taking time out of your day to know that this is really what soothes your soul and your heart and feels good. And it takes a lot of strength to also be okay in a place of suspension, and understand that the best thing you can really do, my beautiful Sagittarians, is to try to keep scattered energy at bay, and to try to not overthink or make any impulsive decisions. Now, this isn't always the most easiest thing for my beautiful fire signs, but you are definitely capable of it. You can do it. And with the support of a soulmate, twin flame, or a lover, you will be able to truly find that personal equilibrium, that personal center and grounding point of yours, where you can stay emotionally sane during the month of August, while you've got a lot going on around you, but a lot of beautiful things happening too. Don't forget the Nine of Cups. Something you've been wishing for a long time is finally going to come true. Next up, we've got manifesting magic. I actually really love this card. It reminds me of Jessica Rabbit here from the Wild Muse Oracle deck that I published not long ago, and this confirms exactly what we were talking about in the Nine of Cups, that you're manifesting magic you didn't expect, that you're doing more than you thought you were capable of when it comes to manifestation. And I see here that it's all actually coming from a place of gentleness. The more gentle you are with yourself and your goals and your aspirations, the more you will actually find that you accomplish things. So it's not always about putting a lot of pressure, energy, and kind of weight behind a project. Sometimes you also need to give things breathing room and let them flow. Like, for example, all my Sagittarians, if I put too much kind of thought and too much emphasis on trying to create the best tarot reading with nervous energy, it's just not the same as when I'm able to meditate, calm myself, cleanse the space before I come here and do your readings for you. That's usually a lot more successful in my opinion and in all of the experiences that I've had, bringing gentleness to things and truly being able to just focus on the craft rather than worrying about what something looks like. So that is the type of energy and the type of mindset that I see can really serve you for the month of August. Next up, we've got some Capricorn energy. Now, Capricorn is next up when it comes to zodiac signs. Capricorn is right after you, my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and this is an earth sign. This is a sign that is ruled by Saturn, that is very ambitious and responsible, and that is also super disciplined. And that's the type of energy that you're exuding here during the month of August. Being disciplined really helps you with all of your ventures and all of the plans and projects that you're trying to fulfill. And I see here within Mercury that the more disciplined you are, the more you're able to put your head down, the more rational thinking you'll be able to do rather than get emotional, overthink things, and stress out. If you've ever been in a situation where you've had so much to do that you can't even think clearly, you don't even know where to start, that's the type of sensation and emotion that I see you getting under control by rational thought, and also by reminding yourself here to just take one step at a time, to not overthink what you're doing, but to make a plan and simply stick to it and work on it bit by bit. Next up, we've got Scorpio energy. Now, Scorpio energy is very intense type of energy, my beautiful Sagittarians. Here in connectivity to the Two of Cups, I see a very intense romantic life coming towards you during the month of August. And this super intense romantic life actually makes you feel very loved. But you got to make sure that you don't end up in a relationship with someone who is, for example, really controlling, that you don't enable an existing partner to control you in ways that are just not healthy. Next up, we've got the square, semi-square. So I do see here for you, my beautiful Sagittarius babies, that there is a little bit of tension that's going on here with Scorpios during the month of August. So if you've got any Scorpios in your life, know that while on one hand it definitely shows intensity romantically and maybe even sensually when it comes to just interpersonal relationship with Scorpios, there is a little bit of a challenge, not gonna lie, but there's a reason why you're here, right? You want honesty and you want to know exactly what to lean into and where to maybe kind of pump the brakes. So try to be careful around any Scorpios in your life and try to kind of focus on your manifesting magic, the Nine of Cups that we had show up for you, the positives, the things that are just happening effortlessly, as they can continue to fuel you to make sure that you keep the pace going in all the projects you have in your life that are going on, that you're working on, but at the same time, you don't forget to also celebrate things that are already working out for you. So all of my beautiful Sagittarians, this is the second part to your August prediction that I've received for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little elk emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this point of the reading and that you enjoyed it. If you love my tarot and my oracle cards, my crystal rings, check out bowlife.com, which is my brand. Everything ships from my HQ here in Switzerland worldwide, and I know you're going to love all the divination tools on there. Thank you for being here once again. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Capricorn babies, and welcome to the second part of your August Pick a Card tarot reading. This is the horoscope part of your prediction, where we talk all things Capricorn. We figure out exactly what's coming towards your sign specifically during the month of August. So lean back, relax, and enjoy as I get into it for you. And I hope that you really enjoy this two-part approach, where you first get to pick a symbol during the intro of the video, and then you receive a reading based on your sign. I love to make my videos as interactive and personalizable as possible, and I hope you appreciate it. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already. So we have a card that already popped into your reading, my Capricorn babies. Let's see what we've got. We've got the Queen of Wands, actually, which is, so to say, the Queen of Fire signs. The Queen of Wands represents someone who is a go-getter, someone who isn't afraid to speak up and who isn't afraid to take action, even if that means that they have to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty and try something completely new. So I definitely see you represented in the Queen of Wands during the month of August. Even though you're an earth sign, I see strong fire sign tendencies right off the bat for your reading. We've also got the Hermit, which shows us here that you're taking time away from the world. You're like going into hermit mode, into your own little personal safe space, and you're contemplating. You are going through some epiphanies, some sort of spiritual awakenings that remind you of the fact that you are a spiritual being having this human experience on planet Earth. And in the Hermit, I see a very self-reflective part of you, and this shows a lot of emotional intelligence that you're capable of. But that makes a lot of sense, because as a Capricorn baby, you are someone who is disciplined and also very efficient. So when you want to learn something, whether it be about yourself or another topic or subject, you do the best that you can. I see here within the Justice card that you're being reminded by your guides and spirit to ensure that you've still got balance within your life, that you're not doing so much that you can't keep up with what you need personally. Justice corresponds to Libra. Libra is, of course, the sign of the scale, and it is a card that is all about being diplomatic, not just to get work done, but also to make time and space for basic human needs, such as healthy nutrition, rest, time to recuperate, and be away from work and the world. So taking a vacation, for example, is definitely the type of initiative that I see you taking, my Capricorn babies, and maybe even spending time with someone where you just feel comfortable being in silence with that person. Like you don't even need to say anything. So a soulmate type of connection. I see here within the Ace of Wands that in August, you'll have lots of great new ideas that follow right thereafter you experiencing this epiphany, this aha moment where you feel so enlightened about what to do next with your life. It's like this moment of understanding why you're here and where you want to go next. And the Ace of Wands shows me that you're definitely ready to make some plans and also have this new mindset of what you want to accomplish, what really matters to you. I see here within the 10 of Swords that your values are shifting and you're leaving old thoughts and values and morals behind. It's almost like you can't even recognize who you used to be in the past. It's like you have a completely new mindset, my beautiful Capricorn babies, and you understand that it's okay to change your mind and your opinions, however strong they may have been. It doesn't make you a hypocrite. It just shows that you possess emotional intelligence and you are capable of change and flexibility. And while that may not always be easy to come to terms with, especially if you used to have maybe really strong opinions about body image, economics, politics, just different topics that are going on in the world, and all of a sudden you have changed your opinion drastically, it can be hard to stomach that. But remind yourself here that it just simply shows that nothing is ever set in stone in this lifetime, and change is the only thing that's promised and inevitable. Next up, we've got the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is often a foretelling of a fresh relationship that's coming into your life. We've had the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups show up for you. So a new relationship coming into your life would be a really spicy and passionate one, as the Ace of Wands is just that fire sign energy that's passionate, fun, adventurous, and spicy, whereas the Ace of Cups is a new emotional beginning. So, you know, when you meet someone and you're already feeling a little bit attached to them, you're feeling all giddy and cuddly about them, like you want to get to know them better, but there's also a side to you who feels very attracted to them, who has like a bit of this spicy feeling when you think about them. That's what I can see here for you. And in the Strength card, I see for my beautiful Capricorn babies that August is actually going to have you feeling like you're in charge of your life again. And like, because you're able to be flexible, it makes you feel on top of the world. And that's maybe because as an earth sign, it's not always so easy for you to go with new things. It can be a bit difficult for you to take new ideas and belief systems on board, but because you're capable of doing so in August and you're showing yourself that you're a lot more flexible than you've ever given yourself credit for, you feel really good about that personally. Next up, we've got sacrifice. So August is going to come with some sort of sacrifice that we have yet to figure out. We've got calling the storm as well as obsession. So I do see here that you're going to have to take a little step back when it comes to obsessions, be it with other people romantically, if you can't stop thinking about someone, or maybe someone even makes you feel as though they weren't honest with you or they're stringing you along. And that's where you have to kind of sacrifice overthinking and obsessing. So a good type of sacrifice to maintain your dignity and your self-respect. You don't want to be stressing and obsessing over someone who isn't even doing close to the same for you, my beautiful Capricorns. And in calling the storm, you might have to keep yourself really, really busy in order to get your mind off of things that have you obsessing and stressing. That doesn't just have to mean love. If you have a loved one who is in a difficult situation financially or health-wise, maybe you're even in a difficult situation with your health, emotionally or physically, it can be easy to stress and obsess over it, and often that just channels more energy into the problem, when what you really want to do is sort of call the storm, if you will, and completely change the narrative and the amount of energy and time that you're giving the problem, and instead put your attention elsewhere in life where you feel as though it serves you a lot better and in a lot more of a positive way that has an impact on your life that is tangible in a sense that helps you move forward. So I do see here that August is filled with you taking action, my beautiful Capricorns. So rather than just thinking that you want to change something, you're actually doing it and feeling really proud about that. And it is super important that you do the same with anything you're obsessing over, whether it be a person or your own personal issues. Next up, we've got emotional baggage. So you may have to kind of look this in the eye and look at your reflection in the mirror when it comes to romantic relationships or even interpersonal platonic ones. If you've never quite been 100% sure if your friends are really your friends, if the people who you love you back as much as you love them, know here within emotional baggage that this is something we're kind of unpacking as Capricorns during the month of August. And as a Capricorn, I want you to understand that everyone has emotional baggage. As a Capricorn, unpacking this, being ruled by Saturn, it can be hard to feel as though you're in this space of having baggage because you're someone who is very disciplined and committed and you're good at overcoming challenges. So unpacking something like this and asking yourself whether other people deal with this too, it can definitely get uncomfortable, but you can do it. Bear in mind here that Saturn is also the planet of structure and authority and maturity. And that is the type of vibe that you are called to bring to the table to make August as successful as it possibly can be for you. So all of my beautiful Capricorn babies, this is your August prediction that I've received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave an owl emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received your tarot horoscope, and that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in tarot and oracle cards and you love my crystal jewelry, I just dropped completely new cards and a completely new crystal jewelry line that is just on a whole nother level. You can check it out on bowlife.com. Everything ships worldwide, straight from Switzerland, and I know that you guys are going to absolutely love every single piece because it's all handcrafted and hand selected. So thank you for being here, my beautiful Capricorn babies. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to speak to you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your August 2022 Pick a Card reading prediction and horoscope. We're going to now talk all things Aquarius, as this is the horoscope part of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed part one, where you got to pick from the symbols during the intro of this video, but now let's add on. As you guys know, the Unicorn Mom loves to create super interactive videos and pick a card readings because I want you guys to be able to put together your own personal readings based on different factors, so you know that these messages were meant for you specifically. So let's get into it, my beautiful Aquarius babies. Oh, okay, we already have a card that clearly wants to speak and deliver a message to you about August. The Nine of Swords shows me some overthinking, maybe even nightmares for August, where you're just putting a lot of pressure on yourself. So my beautiful Aquarius babies, in case you haven't already noticed, I am a very honest reader. I don't tell people what they want to hear. I tell you exactly what I'm receiving. And the Nine of Swords shows me that you have to give yourself a break. You are someone who is very independent and original and fun and humanitarian, but sometimes you put so much pressure on yourself to be innovative and cool and to get things done. And it is important to sometimes just give yourself a pat on the back for what you've already accomplished. I see here within the Six of Cups that an ideal thing for you to do is to hang out with someone like, for example, a water sign like myself, my beautiful Aquarius babies, who can give you a little bit of nurturing energy, and support, because as an air sign and having the Nine of Swords, which is basically the Nine of Air, as the Suit of Swords corresponds to the element of air, that shows a lot of phallic masculine energy. And when you're constantly just in your masculinity and in your masculine energy, whether you identify as female or male, that can be really draining. You sometimes need to just receive, to have someone be there for you, receiving you and the things you're talking about and going through, and to just be able to kind of dream a little bit without always needing to do things and take action. I see here within the Eight of Wands that the more you put yourself out there and the more you try to fight against taking some steps back, my beautiful Aquarius babies, the more you will find that you will be pushed back harder and harder. So don't fight against the Six of Cups that we have here, which is just about spending time chilling, not constantly being productive and doing things, but just simply enjoying your relationships, whether they are romantic or platonic ones. Because the harder you try to kind of fight against what your body needs, what your mental space needs, the harder it will get, and the more your body is actually going to tell you that it won't carry on. So you got to take care of yourself. Next up, we've got the Page of Cups. And it will feel maybe a little awkward at first as you're kind of like getting to know yourself on a whole different level, my beautiful Aquarius babies, because emotions can be a little scary to you, right? Leave a little water drop emoji below in the comment section to not only let me know that you're an Aquarius baby, but also that you're working on your emotions and handling them and getting to know them and figuring out the best, most effective and healthy way to just deal with what's happening below the surface. I see here in the Four of Pentacles that you're also being really frugal during the month of August. So because you're spending lots of time with other people and getting to know yourself, you're actually able to save a lot of money and some other resources that you otherwise maybe would have spent frivolously. So the Four of Pentacles actually does show me that that is serving you, because you're not doing anything impulsively when it comes to money, and that's something to be proud of. The Fool shows me here that you are embarking on a new journey when it comes to an area of your life during the month of August, and maybe even doing like a no spend month or so. That's what I see here in the Four of Pentacles that you have the tendency to do. Will open your eyes to a completely new way of living that doesn't feel uncomfortable, but actually makes you feel proud and like you are in control of your finances and what's going on in that department specifically. So do know here within the Fool that feeling this completely fresh start, almost like a little newborn turtle, it is exciting and it will bring some unexpected turns and changes, but it's all for the best. I see here within Letha that things are intensifying in your life in August. There is a gradual buildup that is taking place, and this buildup definitely has to do with what's happening in the earthly realms. So maybe you're also waiting for test results when it comes to something that has to do with your physical health or even your mental health, and you're feeling as though it's getting more and more intense, like you simply just need an answer, and that can definitely create a little bit of worry in your mind, which is where kind of leaning on friends and family and what you have when it comes to that emotional support is so valid and is so important. You don't have to do everything alone, my beautiful Aquarius babies. We all know how strong you are, how giving you are, and how you're always here for us when we need you. And sometimes it's okay for you to just remind yourself that you can need people too. You can accept help and emotional support as well. So I see here within the Watchtower of the East that we've got this feeling of new things blooming, fresh stuff coming to life. Okay, so a fresh way of viewing your emotions and also of seeing friendship. And Once you get over initially asking for help, like the first or the second time, you will actually find that it is a lot easier and a lot more comfortable for you to reach out without feeling embarrassed or like you're a burden or like you're getting in someone else's way. You'll be surprised at how many people wish they could finally repay you in the sense of being there for you. Next up, we've got the ritual. In the ritual, I can see here that you may actually join a completely new group. It's like this invocation. Maybe in college, you're joining a new group of people or some sort of new classes. Maybe when it comes to your work, you are joining a workers' association. If you're really into witchy things, maybe you're joining a coven. There's so many different groups of people who have similar interests to you that you could join. It could even be something such as beekeeping, it could be knitting. You get the idea, my beautiful Aquarius babies, but fact of the matter is you are joining a group of like-minded people, and there's going to be like this ritual that allows you to enter into the group. And I just want to point out to make sure that you stay safe and you never do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. If there's ever a group of what you thought were like-minded individuals who want you to have your invocation and your entry ritual be something that feels wrong, don't do it. Step away. That is a warning sign for you to go elsewhere and seek out a healthier type of dynamic. Next up, we've got the witch's hat, which confirms that you have to stay in charge of your power. Don't give your power to anybody, especially when it comes to doing things that you know you're not 100% on board with, because then that gives people that extra power to say, well, you remember you did this even though you shouldn't have. So try to avoid that altogether, my beautiful Aquarius babies. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are a being filled with sovereignty, and your personal power is not something that anyone deserves to have. It's something that you need to keep steadfast in your possession. Let's see what we have next for you. We've got multiple streams. So there is another stream of revenue that you're experiencing during the month of August, and some unexpected money through windfall. So think an inheritance, some sort of like winning of a raffle ticket, for example, winning a prize in that way, finding money in a purse or an item of clothing where you didn't expect it, maybe remembering that you had a part of an account where there is extra money stashed away. And I see here within multiple streams that if you've been working on a grind on the side, that may actually turn profitable for you in August. Within updates to your system, that's going to completely change your outlook on finances, my beautiful Aquarius babies. You're going to find that, hey, I can do this. If other people can have lots of multiple streams in order to create financial security and safety and abundance, then so can I. And every little win is giving you that extra confidence to continue working on the same for yourself. And every win is a win that you're celebrating, no matter how small it may seem to other people. You are celebrating it as if it's the best thing that's ever happened to humanity. So do know here within perfect moments that there is absolutely no reason for you to overthink or take away from everything that you're accomplishing in August. It is something to be proud of when you're able to celebrate all of your accomplishments without feeling like you're doing too much. That's a really great character trait. Next up, we've got tell it like it is. You're going to have to be honest, my beautiful Aquarius babies, especially if you feel as though there are some friends and family members who are here for the drama, but they're not here for the wins. They're not here for when things are going well or when you're celebrating your accomplishments, and you have to just tell it like it is. You have to tell them that you don't like it, you find it uncomfortable, and quite frankly speaking, it makes you question where their values lie. Now, it doesn't make them a bad person, but it also doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to want to spend more time with people like that. And I do see here in August that your honesty is important, to speak up when something feels icky or something feels as though it is ruffling feathers with the moments that you're trying to just enjoy and you're trying to embrace, because nobody should get in the way of that. So all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is the horoscope part of your August tarot reading that I have received for you. I hope that you enjoyed this part of your prediction. Let me know below in the comments section. Also, feel free to check out my tarot and oracle decks and crystal jewelry on bowlife.com. It all ships straight from Switzerland worldwide. So if you're really into divination and all of these magical things, I know you're going to love my website. So make sure that you check that out right after this video. Thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I'll speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Pisces babies, and welcome to the second, even more personalized part of your August Pick a Card Tarot reading and horoscope. This is the horoscope part that is all about everything Pisces during the month of August. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your prediction that you got to choose from during the intro of this video. But now let's get into speaking about what's happening for all our beautiful Pisces babies during the month of August specifically. So first up, we've got the Nine of Swords. This shows me here that you're in a space where you're letting go of old beliefs that are no longer serving you. The Three of Cups shows me that not only you, but also those closest to you are really celebrating this. They're celebrating that you're letting go of certain thoughts, anxiety, and fears that have maybe even been interfering with your personal relationships, and that you've come so far. So maybe you've been going to therapy, you've been healing, you've been working on yourself, my beautiful Pisces babies, and you're finally noticing some positive differences mentally. And when it comes to your confidence as a Pisces babies, your ruler is Neptune, and Neptune is filled with psychic sensitivity as well as spirituality. So being very connected to your innermost feelings and also the divine is the best way for you to truly grow and move from a space of fear or anxiety to a space of confidence. I see within the King of Pentacles that confidence is oozing over into your work life, into your professional life. The King of Pentacles is all about material possessions, the earthly realms, your time management, and your health. And I can see here with the Three of Cups that learning from others is helping you immensely to take the initiative, to be authoritative when it comes to your time, and also to not be afraid to say what it is that you want. You are seen during the month of August as someone who is worthy of respect and as someone who others look up to for advice, and keeping your head held high is the best thing you can do for yourself professionally speaking. Next up, we've got the Eight of Cups for you, my beautiful Pisces babies, which represents emotional safety as well as a lot of different options that you have here before you, and you get to pick what you want to do and what you want to walk away from. But here in connectivity to the King of Pentacles, I do see that if you're seeing someone who is super focused on their work, now whether you're single or in a relationship, if you're with someone who is very confident about their professional life, but they don't really make a lot of time for love or for feelings, the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Swords does show me that you may actually decide to walk away from that connection and that relationship, because you find that if you're not a priority, if this person isn't putting you first, then it is simply not going to work for you in the long term. term, my beautiful Pisces babies. Next up, we have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups shows us here that on the other side, you've got someone waiting who, emotionally speaking, does have the capacity to spend time and energy on a connection with you. And that's kind of what you dream of. That's what you're looking for. And that is where you're kind of worried that if you stay around people like the King of Pentacles for too long, you will become desensitized emotionally speaking, or maybe all of your values are just going to be in places where you never wanted them to be. And I see here within the High Priestess that interpersonal connection that you can't really describe, but you just know whether it's there or not, whether you really feel like someone gets you on a soul level. That is the type of feeling that I see that you are after. And here within the High Priestess, it becomes very clear that you don't want to settle for less. The High Priestess is also astrologically correspondent to the moon, and it speaks of the feminine cycles and self-reflection. You want someone who can self-reflect. You want someone who can say sorry, who can admit when they are wrong. And those are the only types of connections and friendships and people who you want in your life at any given point in time. Life is not a competition or a race. Life is to be enjoyed with people who are emotionally intelligent. That's the type of wave that you're on. Now, the Page of Cups shows me here that you're okay with people still learning and growing and all of that good stuff, my beautiful Pisces babies, but you also want to see results, and you're not going to be with someone where you are just hopeful for potential. You've maybe already done that in the past, and you're moving on from that. You are understanding how invaluable your time is, and that there's absolutely no reason to waste time on someone's potential. Meanwhile, you're already like delivering what they want, right? That doesn't seem fair. Now, my beautiful Pisces babies, let's pull a few cards from the self-care oracle deck to see what type of self-care that your guides and spirit wants you to indulge in and want you to kind of make part of your life during the month of August, shall we? So we've got reading for you, educating yourself. It could be fiction, non-fiction, but either way, just filling your mind with new ideas. That's what I see as amazing for my beautiful Pisces. Then also keeping a dream journal, keeping a pen and paper next to your bed so you can write down the things that you dream of before you forget them, because that can happen very quickly, as well as clearing your energy field regularly. You can use incense. There are different type of sage products that you can use. Lavender works really well. Just make sure that you try to opt for things that are ethically sourced. And I see here within clearing your energy field that is actually going to give you space to invite new energies in, new people in who are really on your wavelength and who have the same values that you do, who value balance between being a boss and a go-getter, but at the same time being someone who makes time for other people and who creates space for friends and family to be able to thrive in their lives. Next up, we've got the 5th house. Now, the 5th house is your area of passion. It does connect by default to the energies of Leo. So if you've got a Leo placement, not necessarily just in your 5th house and any other placement within your birth chart, I can see some very romantic energy for the month of August, and you sharing a lot of romance with another person, and maybe even this person that we spoke about in the King of Cups, where you're completely forgetting about someone who makes you feel like you're not as valued, and you're just falling into the arms of someone new who gives you all the right feelings that you've always craved and wanted. The 5th house is also the house of creativity and also kids in a sense. So spending time in childlike wonderment or with very young people with children is another very soothing thing that I can see for you during the month of August. In Sagittarius energy, we've got expansive energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And in case you didn't know this, Sagittarius energy is very optimistic. So I can see here that when it comes to reading and also just partaking in all of these self-care activities, it's important that you stay on top of it, right? That you're not afraid to try new things and that you exaggerate a little bit. When you're having fun and you feel like laughing, laugh a little bit louder and harder. When you feel like moving your body, push yourself a little bit more to that edge that you maybe usually shy away from. I definitely see that this expansive type of energy would really serve you, my beautiful Pisces, and will make you feel proud of your accomplishments during the month of August. Here within Healthy Boundaries, it is also clear that you are setting some boundaries with people who have come to disrespect those boundaries, and you are expanding setting those boundaries not just to people who are new in your life, but also to people who already exist. Family is no exception. Old friends are no exception. And neither are people who you were once in a romantic relationship with or who are just people with whom you're in a situationship with. Healthy boundaries apply to everybody, and you're enforcing those. I see here within Confessions that it may be actually pretty hard for you to admit to yourself that for a long time you've let people cross some boundaries that should have never been crossed, my beautiful Pisces babies. And that doesn't say anything negative about you. It actually says more about the people who decided to cross those boundaries even though they shouldn't have than it says about you allowing for that to happen. Of course, it tells a little bit of a tale of you needing to be assertive about who is allowed to treat you in which way and which manner and what you're okay with and what not. But especially if you grew up in a household or in an education system where elders or parents or people of authority were just right and not to be questioned, it can be hard to have healthy boundaries in place. It can be hard to be assertive and to set those boundaries up and enforce them because you're just not used to it and because it was ingrained into you that that's not something you are supposed to do. So it is a learning curve. It does take time. Forgive yourself for anything you see as a mistake and thank yourself for wanting to do better moving forward, my beautiful Pisces babies, because you are more than capable of creating fresh, healthier boundaries and an adult identity for yourself that is far removed from some patterns that never served you growing up, that were maybe passed down to you generationally. You've got this, my beautiful Pisces. So thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. Make sure that you leave a book emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received and enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to check out bulllife.com if you love my tarot decks, my oracle decks, and my crystal jewelry. It's all on there and it ships worldwide to anywhere on this planet, really. So whether it is day or night, wherever you're at right now, my beautiful Pisces baby, know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions.